Well, it was good to see the Mariners finally snapped their, 3-game losing streak thanks to the Giants. And now they opened up the series by barely winning against the Houston Astros, but we'll take it. But man, things have got to get better. But good evening. This is Rooftop Sports. Here I am with myself to cover the Mariners and the Astros. And today we've got Luis Castillo, the La Piedra, against Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez had the more superior numbers compared to Castillo last season. The only thing Castillo did better than Valdez was his strikeout amount of 175. Aside from that, he did struggle last season, but he is making his second start. He actually pitched pretty well in his second game against the Tigers. Gave up just 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, 5 hits, and 7 innings of work. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still recovering. I think I'm a little bit better than last week, or yesterday, but at this point, I can't really tell anymore. But I can tell you this, that I would not be in any condition to go to the Mariners game tonight. Like, don't even ask me to go to a Mariners game, and even if you paid me. And let's look at the starting lineups, where this game will start in about 3 minutes. We've got Dylan Moore leading off, but ironically, he's actually the most efficient hitter on the lineup. And where is Jorge Polanco? Why isn't he playing? Because he actually is playing very well. Because he's terrible at third base, that's why. Julio Rodriguez at center field, because clearly the leadoff spot did not work out for him. Cal Raleigh at number 3. I don't like him at number 3. Randy Arozarena, the poser. Mitch Garver is playing catcher. Donovan Solano first base. Luke Raley right field. Ryan Bliss second base. And J.P. Crawford at the shortstop. Yeah, look at those batting averages. They're just very underwhelming. And going up against Framber Valdez, I don't really have much confidence, to be honest with you. But before we get started, let me play a quick ad from our friends, the SeatGeekers. Where is it? I literally just had it.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
And to all those that were using the SeatGeek promo code, I really do appreciate it. Let's hope we can get some more people, especially if Mariners are good, if they ever get good. I don't know, because they're not off to a good start right now in the standings, as I must see. Let's see the standings. Excuse me. Mariners are 4 games back from the division. From the red hot start by the Texas Rangers, who are 8-2 in their last 10 games. Angels are off to a good start. Astros, A's, and Mariners have at least struggled, but Mariners have really got to get it going. And not only has their offense and their bullpen struggled, but even their starting rotation hasn't looked that great. And controversially from yesterday, that really bothered me was when Dan Wilson pulling out Logan Gilbert. Okay, fine. He was already just tanked and gassed. But then when he second-guessed his decision, when he thought about bringing Gabe Spire to pitch against Yordan Alvarez, and he second-guessed and go, no, let's just take the bat from Yordan and keep Santos in, which didn't work out at all, which nearly cost the Mariners the game until Jorge Polanco did his thing, which I do think he should be playing, but he's not. Maybe give Cal Raleigh a day off. He's been playing quite a bit. Just give him a rest. They're showing Ryan Bliss, who hit the 2-run home run last night. And it was a nice home run. And I did have a YouTube short on that one. Dylan Moore playing at third base. 8th inning last night had an error. Game-tying run in the bottom. Yeah, he did make up for it, I guess. In some capacity. J.P. Crawford won the Gold Glove in 2020. He robbed Carantini of a nice base hit that would have been. And we're about to get started. It's going to be Jose Altuve, which, by the way, Jose Altuve has a great opportunity today. He was, reportedly, Santos debacle was Cal's idea, and Dan went with it. Yeah, I would have benched Cal Raleigh for that. Now, here's the first pitch. Now, here's a ground ball by J.P. Crawford. He's going to have what to make up. The throw to first in time, and that's going to be 1 out for Jose Altuve on the very first pitch, and that pitch was brought to you by SeatGeek. Now we got Jose Altuve. Now Isaac Paredes up to the plate. He's playing third base. Jose Altuve's playing left field. Wonder how that's going to go. Maybe the Mariners should just hit to left field as much as they can. Now here's the pitch to Paredes, and that is outside for a ball. As we're looking at the 1-0, and now the next pitch, and that is missing it for a ball. I'm going to try to go live on Instagram and see if people will actually pop in, because for some reason I just can't get it to work on. No, I'm going to try whatever I can to get myself in. And now the pitch, and now here's a liner, and that is fouled. I'm not going to play around anymore. Like, I really want to fix this and make it work. Like, I am going to make this work. And now the pitch, and that is low for a ball. Yeah, it's going to be public. And now we're going to look at the next pitch, and here it is. And that is a foul ball hit off the face of Mitch Garver. Let's see if this works. I mean, my Instagram should be working, should it? You would think. I don't even know if it's even working. It does say it's working. Maybe I should test it on my other ends. And now we're looking at the next pitch, full count. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. As we got Isaac Paredes at first base. I really can't even tell if I'm live or not. Now we're looking at Yordan Alvarez up the plate. And my feed is frozen at the moment. Now it's back. Here's the pitch to Alvarez, and that is going to be a ball. I don't even think it even says I'm live at the moment. It's kind of frustrating. And now the 1-0 pitch, and that is low for a ball. Guess I'm going to have to just do this manually. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. I'm now live on Instagram. And follow me on the play-by-play. And now we're looking at the 2-1 pitch. And now here is the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be a foul back, and that's going to be a 2-2 count. I don't know how long the battery will last. I got Dustin S92 joining on. So maybe I should try. Oh, whoa. Oh, my phone's in the way. That's why. That's not good. All right, let's try this. Now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled to right field and leaping. And he makes the catch. Luke Raley makes the catch, possibly robbing a home run away from Yordan Alvarez. What a catch. And now there's 2 outs. I really thought that was going to be out. Or that was going to be out of there for a home run. But here's Luke Raley. And I think he did rob the home run. And nice heads-up play by Luke Raley. Let's see if it would have. Maybe it would have hit the top of the wall, but I think that would have been close enough for a home run. Luke Raley robbing of an extra base hit. And now we got the next. And that's going to be a ball. So I guess I'm doing this on Instagram, and I'm doing this also on, well, this. And now the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. I got a mark where Luke Raley made that catch. And now we're looking at 1-1 in the pitch and a swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 2. Luis Castillo already on 15 pitches, though. Now we're looking at the 1-2. Castillo is set. Checks the runner at first. That's Isaac Paredes. And now the pitch. That is up high for a ball. 2-2 the count on Christian Walker, the marquee free agent signing for the Houston Astros. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's going to be strike 3, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It is no score, although Astros got the hit.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Oh, that just played that SeatGeek commercial again? I'm sorry, I meant to play a pizza commercial. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Yeah, it's Tuesday. So get some pizza for 50% off if you're around the Snoqualmie area, or even some Mamish. That'll work for you. Oh, and on Instagram, yeah, Sahara Pizza, 50 to 20% off. Yeah, I'm doing Instagram and YouTube at the same time. As we are back from the break, we got Dylan Moore up to the plate. Dylan Moore, the leadoff hitter, been playing more third base because Jorge Polanco cannot play third base, going up against Framber Valdez. And now the pitch, and that will be missing it for a ball, and that's going to be a 1-0 count. Embarrassingly, I was using my personal Instagram. Oopsie. I meant to do my actual Instagram. Let's fix that, shall we? And now the pitch to Dylan Moore. And that's going to be low for a ball. Hello, Instagrammers. Here I am. Now we're looking at Dylan Moore with the 3-0 and the pitch. And that's going to be right in the middle for a strike. He's looking at 3-1. Framber Valdez struggling to find the strike zone, at least for the first batter. And now the 3-1 pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. I got Kick Dirt Baseball who is here on my Instagram. As we're looking at 3-2. Full count. If he strikes out on this, it would be hilarious. And now is the 3-2 pitch. Now here's a liner, and that is going to be caught by the right fielder. Anytime the Mariners have these exciting hits, someone always seems to catch it, don't they? Yep, he caught it. You were hoping for a trap job, but it did not happen. And now we've got one out. Now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that was a curveball, big curveball. And that is going to be ball one. Now we're looking at 1-0. And now the pitch. And now here is a liner fly ball, and that's going to be caught on a diving catch. Why is it that? Why is it when the Mariners have some exciting hit, it's always by diving catches, show off? Why? That just makes it frustrating. It really does. Yeah, absolutely no luck. And that is Kick Dirt Baseball. That's on my Instagram. Revenge of the Jordan home run robbery. Not even close, TK. What are you talking about? TK of YouTube. As we're looking at 0-1 for Cal Raleigh. Bang 205. Like, this was the day he could really use a break. The pitch. And now here's a liner and fouled. Barely missing it. And now we've got strike two already. This is a must-win game for the Mariners because tomorrow they're going to have the other Luis Castillo, who's not exactly La Piedra. So it's going to be really tough to win this game. I mean, to win the last game, as we're looking at 0-2. And Cal Raleigh does play very well against them. The 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike three, and that's going to retire the side. And a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the second. It is still no score.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
But yeah, that inning was frustrating to watch. Two of those outs were done by a quote amazing catches. And now got a comment on YouTube. Damn, 2 robberies in 1 inning. Yeah. The Mariners, you know what they do? They really do inspire a lot. They make the impossible possible. I haven't seen so much of this season. The lineup today was weird. No Polo. Yeah, no Polo today. Kick Dirt of Instagram. Tear the paper. Still really talking about in these commercials. Yeah, no Polo because I guess left the matchups, which Dan Wilson's still obsessed with. Now we got next batter. And now here's the pitch. And this is Jeremy Pena, and that is going to be a strike. As we're looking at 0-1. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to JP Crawford, trying the backhand job, the throw to first. And that is in time. And JP Crawford with an amazing backhanded play to rob a base hit away from Jeremy Pena. Good defensive effort by J.P. Crawford. Barely got him out. But JP's defense has really stepped up this week. He's made some good plays already. And looks like they might review it. And he might actually be safe. I don't know. I don't know if this is reviewable. Nope, not reviewable. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball. Bliss and Crawford defense can be better. 1-0. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Kick Dirt Baseball of Instagram says, I feel like the matchup logic comes from the front office. We had a lot of those platoons with Scott too. Oh, yeah. So maybe Dan Wilson may not be the problem. Maybe a Jerry DePoto thing. As we're looking at 2-0. Now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike one. This is to Brendan Rodgers. But yeah, Jerry DePoto is really proving himself out of job. Like, he really should not be the general manager. If Scott Service was going to go, then so should have Jerry DePoto. And now we're looking at 2-1. And that is outside for a ball. And we're looking at 3-1 count. Now the 3-1 pitch. And that is going to be a strike right down the middle. Full count 3-2. 24 pitches for Castillo. Somewhat efficient. It could be better. The 3-2. Now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. Throw to first in time. And he's been pretty busy today with a lot of defensive plays on shortstop. Hoping to get more engagement out of Instagram. Like, as if I already get enough. Not enough, but plenty on YouTube. TK says, still can't get over how Jerry used his first hire, an old teammate like Monopoly, get out of jail free card. Yeah, pretty much. Now the pitch to Yainer Diaz, and that is a foul ball. Yainer Diaz is off to an atrocious start, going 0-67 with only 1 RBI. That's hurting my fantasy team right there. Now we're looking at 0-1 for Luis Castillo. For Yainer Diaz. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. As we're looking at for the 0-2. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball. One and two, 2 outs, 1 strike away from retiring the side. And now the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back as Yainer Diaz is still fighting it. I'm better than yesterday, but I could be a lot better. But I could be worse. As we're looking at 1 and 2. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. That was basically a throwaway pitch. And that's going to be 2 and 2. Up on deck will be Smith. Cam Smith is the name. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Cam Smith was the one who made the nice catch on right field. And now we're at 2 and 2. Castillo's been using mostly the fastball on Yainer Diaz. Maybe mixed up on this one. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that is low for a ball. He tried a breaking stuff, but now it's going to be full count 3 and 2 once again. Castillo's got what he wants. The 3-2 pitch and fouled again. It's going to be up to 32 pitches now. It's getting quite up there, especially when you're only on inning number 2. Full count 3 and 2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Ryan Bliss. Toss over to first, and that is in time for the 1-2-3 inning. Should have ended a little bit quicker. And we go to the bottom of the second. It is no score. Kick Dirt Baseball. I'm probably going to hop over to the YouTube stream. Glad I caught you here. Yeah, head over to the YouTube stream. The YouTube stream's a lot better. It really is. But I appreciate you, Kick Dirt Baseball, on Instagram, and follow him on Instagram too. We got an order for a Hawaiian pizza. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays, and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Yep. Follow this guy. Whatever Nightbot's saying. Man, most of my streams have just been coughing and calling Mariners games, really. Ugh. It looks like we are back from the break. Both pitchers has been very efficient. Framber Valdez has a strikeout. Luis Castillo has a strikeout himself. But Valdez has been pitching a perfect game so far. I know it was only the first inning, but you never know. Things could happen. Now here's Randy Arozarena up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Barely made the strike zone, but he got it. Now we're looking at 0-1. And now the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball foul. Now it's going to be 0-2 for Randy Arozarena. Now the 0-2 pitch to Randy Arozarena. And that's going to be a ground ball right to second base. The throw to first. And that gets away. And Randy Arozarena gets on safely. When that should be considered an error or maybe an infield base hit. But Randy Arozarena will get on base. No need to do poser things. You got to first base. I'm going to try to find a way to score. I'm going to say that should probably be considered an error because if it was on track, nope, they considered it an infield base hit. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. Now the pitch again, and that gets away, and Randy Arozarena gets a free base to second base. I'm going to try to see if I can get it to work on StreamYard. Looks like it does, maybe? No, it doesn't have me live. As we got a walk. Correction, Mitch Garver actually got hit. He got hit in the foot. And Framber Valdez now has 2 men on base against him. Excuse me. Now we got Donovan Solano, and that's going to be a big curveball, and that is going to be in there for a strike. Now it's going to be the 0-1. And now we've got the pitch. That's going to be way outside for a ball. That's going to be a 1-1 count. As we're looking at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Josh joining today. I don't know. He hasn't joined in the chat yet. Paul Hyung. And now it's going to be the 1-2. And now the pitch. And it's lazy swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 3. Horrible swing by Donovan Solano. Whatever happened to the plate discipline guy? I guess when you ever go to the Mariners, I guess nobody holds you accountable, I guess. Yeah, he's an Astros fan, all right. And now we got Luke Raley up to the plate. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. It's going to be a double play ball. Throw to second and throw to first. And that's going to be not in time. So you got runners on first and third with Randy Arozarena at third. But you got 2 outs. And the next batter is going to be Ryan Bliss. Ryan Bliss, who hit the 2-run home run yesterday. Let's hope he can do something magical again. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Yeah, I would like Josh here. And now the pitch. And that is a ball that nearly got away, but I don't think anyone's going to be... Yep, Luke Raley moves to second base. And now you got runners in scoring position, both of them. It's going to be 1-1. And now it is the 1-1 pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss on a curveball. That's going to be 1-2. And now I'm officially live on my Instagram for my StreamYard. I really had to figure that out. Yep, now I'm happy. And now the pitch. And low for a ball. Not sure about the matchup strategy. Has you sitting your hottest hitter, but playing Garver, Bliss, and Solano. Yeah, pretty bad strategy, must I say. Now we're looking at 2-2. Really glad I got the Instagram part going. And now the 2-2 pitch. And a big swing and a miss, strike 3. And Ryan Bliss was in shock himself. And that's going to retire the side. Looks like he's shaken up a little bit. But either way, that was really pathetic when you leave men on second and third. And they were pretty much done by accident. It's almost like the Astros were trying. And now I'm going to cheer myself up by doing this.
Got him!
Yeah, that really hurt. And someone from Instagram, his name is Ian Cliff Gibson. He said, unfortunately, I live in Houston market, so my MLB TV feed is blacked out. What about your $20 a month? Do they offer that? I'd be surprised if they don't. But I guess that's what I'm here for. So I am providing a service for someone that is still blacked out. And I guess for fans that just don't want to drop $20, or if they just don't even have that access to begin with. But I'm glad I could be there for you, Mr. Cliff Gibson. And Cliff Gibson also joined my YouTube too. But the unfortunate part is my Instagram is kind of a bit behind. And we are back from the break, and Ryan Bliss had a really just unusual swing. He hit the catcher, and he kind of hurt himself, I guess. But he seems to be okay, and that's going to be a strike. Oh, I get it. I am Cliff Gibson. You're not an Astros fan. You hate the Astros, but you just happen to live in Houston. Ugh. Now we're looking at 0-2 for Cam Smith. Cam Smith has got to be one of the new younger players for Houston. I think he was part of a trade. I'm trying to remember which part of a trade he was. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Going to look up Cam Smith for a moment. Cam Smith was supposed to be a third baseman, right fielder, or left fielder. First round pick by Chicago. Now the pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. I think he was part of the Kyle Tucker trade. He just might be. I think he was. Pretty sure he was part of the Kyle Tucker trade. And that's going to be a swing and a miss by Jake Myers. Yep, he was along with Cam Smith. So Cam Smith, one of the new prospects for Houston. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. And the other terrifying news is Mariners may have lost. Oh boy, they may have lost. What's his name? Victor Robles for a very extended amount of time. They are saying it could be up to 12 weeks. So it really does put a strain on that outfield. I mean, you could put Luke Raley at right field, but you're going to want to do something else better. And I'm going to try to get something going on my Rumble. And now the pitch. I also have a Rumble account, by the way. Okay, it doesn't let me do it on Rumble. Not lame. At least I can do it on Instagram. Now the pitch, and that is a strike. 12 weeks minimum. 16 is more likely. Oof. Mariners Outlook has joined my Instagram end of my show. And the ones that are on Instagram, engage as much as you can. Now the throw to second, and he is safe. And that's a stolen base by Jake Myers. Yep, he was safe by a lot. By a mile. Now it's Altuve, 1-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Altuve. I guess the Mariners want to delay that Edgar Martinez hit record for the time being. Because if he does get the hit, he will surpass Edgar Martinez in all-time hits. I think it's like 2,247 he's at. Yeah, that's where it is. He's tied right now. Now we got Isaac Paredes. Now the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. We're looking at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. One pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Dylan Moore, but it's going to be no play. Throw to first, and he still gets him in time. I didn't think he had time to get him, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Still no score. Unfortunately competitive. We just got an order. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Now let me show my first hit of last year's softball season.
There you go.
I don't know why everyone is against bunting. If Solano bunted, Mariners would be up at least 1-0. Solid point right there. They should have bunted. I didn't even think of that. They're reminiscing about J.P. Crawford's play, but let's move on from that because Mariners have got to score freaking runs. And now the pitch to JP, and that's going to be low for a ball. JP Crawford has been playing pretty well defensively for the Mariners in this Houston series. But he's been batting atrociously, batting 138. Now we got the 1-0 pitch, and that's going to be inside for a ball. That's going to be 2-0. Said the Mariners are at a 52% chance of winning. Yeah, I have my doubts. As we're looking at 2-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. On deck will be Dylan Moore, and in the hole, Julio Rodriguez. As we're looking at 2-1, the count. And now here's the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be missing it for a ball. Barely misses it for a ball 3-1. Three and one for JP. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. It's going to be strike 2. Three and two. And here is the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Horrible swing by JP Crawford. Wasn't even in the strike zone, and yet he still swings at it. Horrible swing by JP. Now we got Dylan Moore up to the plate. It's going to be bottom third. And 1 out, the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And now the 0-1. And that is low for a ball. Looking at 1-1. And now the pitch. And it's a ground ball foul. Dylan Moore is 0 for 1 so far. But ironically, he is the best player on the Mariners right now in this lineup, batting .364. We all know that's not going to last. It's going to be 1-2 on Dylan Moore. Career high in games, hits, and doubles, and triple steals and walks last season. 2024 Gold Glove as a utility. And now the 1-2. Ground ball foul. Yeah, we should have known that Victor Robles, like the scary thing about Victor Robles is he actually might be out for the season. Would not surprise me at all. And now we're looking at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. That's going to be 2-2 for Dylan Moore. Why torture ourselves watching? We got some Instagram people. Brooks Garcia. And then Al Dan said, well, the P word, basically, on Instagram. And now the 2-2. Low for a ball. That's going to be 3-2 for Dylan Moore. By the way, I think I'm at now possibly my 8th Mariners game, I think. Just got to check if that is the case. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Framber Valdez got him on that curveball, or Mariners just swing real badly. I now have 8 Mariners games. Right now, I am 8 of 12. So right now, I'm at 66% attendance rate. And now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. The pitch, and that is a foul ball. That was a pretty solid pitch up the middle. He still could not get any kind of good contact on that. Julio's looking at 0-1. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss again. Strike 2. If Mariners keep hitting like this, they're not going to win this game at all. It's only a matter of time that Houston scores. So much strikeouts already. I wish Framber Valdez was on my team. He has 5 strikeouts already. Unbelievable. It's only the bottom of the third inning. Oh my God. And now we're at 0-2. The pitch. Low for a ball. Hit the dirt. It's going to be 1-2. Big Dumpers Dive Bar has joined my live stream. One and two so far. As we're looking at bottom of the third. And now here is the 1-2 pitch. And that is a foul ball again. Still 1-2. Julio's fighting it off, but we kind of figure that he's probably going to strike out at this point. And now we're looking at, I got to stop saying now we're looking at. It's going to be 1-2 for Julio. He's already 0 for 1. Valdez with 5 strikeouts. Could be 6. And now the 1-2 pitch. And check swing. Did he go? He did not. Man, Julio has such horrible plate discipline. He's supposed to be the best player in baseball. And he plays like an average. I'm telling you, he's the best baseball player when he wants to be. He's very lacking in fundamentals. And now it's 2-2. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. That nearly hit him. He should have stepped into it. Because that's the only type of efficient offense the Mariners really can get. Cal Raleigh will be the next batter if Rodriguez can prolong the inning. 3-2, full count. Valdez looking for strikeout number 6. The pitch. And low for ball 4. Take your base. And Julio Rodriguez actually doesn't strike out. Now, Big Dumper's up to the plate. It's going to be bottom third. 2 outs so far. The pitch. And that is outside for a ball for Cal Raleigh. I would say Julio should steal second base. Except you really can't because Valdez is a lefty. So he's making sure Julio doesn't take too big of a lead because he can look at Julio right there. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. I don't think Julio can really get much of a jump on him. That's why he's not stealing. But if Cal Raleigh can hit anywhere in the gap, that might get Julio home. If it was a righty, I would have told him to steal for sure. Now it's 2-0. And now the pitch, runner goes. And the throw to second base. And Julio gets an easy stolen base right there. And that now you have a runner in scoring position. If Cal Raleigh can just get a single, he just scores him home right there. Julio had a really good jump. There was no way they could get him. It did hit Julio. So I wonder if he is okay. I think he is. Yep, he's all right. 2-1 for Cal Raleigh. And the pitch. And a big swing and a foul ball. That's going to be 2-2. Still showing the replay of the stolen base. And now it's 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Just the idea that the Mariners could leave a total of 3 runners on base throughout this entire game, and it's only bottom of the third. So many just wasted opportunities. And no, I don't want to hear anything about the T-Mobile Park. It's a bad excuse. 2-2 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to third base. This will do it to throw to first, and that is in time, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Still no score.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
Man, you guys caught me at the right time. I've been drinking tea all day, which also means a lot of bathroom trips. Great timing. They showed the Papa Murphy's commercial when I was showing the Sahara Pizza commercial. Good friend of mine owns it. Thought I did him a favor because I just wanted to put in commercial slots. And we are back from the break. And now the pitch to Yordan Alvarez. And that is a strike. Alvarez has not done much in this series at all. Usually does well against the Mariners, but he hasn't in this series. The 0-1. And that is outside for a ball. Luke Raley was the one that robbed him of a home run. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. And now it's 2-1. Now the pitch. Outside for a ball. It's like Castillo's trying to pitch away from Yordan Alvarez at this moment. They're talking about the Gabe Spire decision from yesterday. And now the pitch. And that's going to be ball 4, take your base, as looks like Castillo didn't even want to pitch to Yordan Alvarez. Why not just do the intentional walk? And now it's a free base for Yordan Alvarez. Camera showing Gabe Spire as it seemed like he really wanted this chance against Yordan. It didn't happen. Castillo at 52 pitches already. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. 0-1 so far. And now the pitch. Inside, that nearly got him. One and one for Christian Walker from Luis Castillo. And now the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One and two so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And there's no outs, by the way. I know that sounds terrifying. Now we're looking at 1 and 2 for Christian Walker. And now the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called. Down he goes. And Walker was not happy with that call. And that's going to be 1 out as Christian Walker will go down in strikes. And that is a strike. And we're looking at 0 and 1. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball, 1 and 1. And that's Pena. And now the pitch. Ground ball, foul. One and 2 for Jeremy Pena. The 1-2. And that's going to be low for a ball again. 2 and 2. Two pitch. And now here's a liner, and that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to bring Yordan Alvarez to at least second base. And he went to third base. He actually hustled to third base because Julio Rodriguez just wasn't paying attention. And now you have to get the double play or else they could score. TK says that Walker may look like Jose Abreu. Glad we didn't sign him if that's what he does with this signing. Yeah, but I still would have done it. But yeah, he probably would have sucked with the Mariners too. Who knows? Now here's Rogers. Mariners have got to get the double play or get some kind of an easy out that doesn't force any runners to run. The throw to first, that is not in time. And the pitch. That is inside for a ball. And the pitch. That is inside for a ball again. $2-0 so far. Castillo is struggling. He's up to pitch number 64. I think at best he's going to probably go through the 6 innings if he even does anything well, but he is in danger of giving up a run because Julio was not paying attention. He was caught off guard when Yordan Alvarez hustled to third base, and good on him. And now the 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball, 3-0. You might as well just loaded the bases with the intentional walk and let Yainer Diaz get up to the plate. What a great concept that could have been. Now it's going to be 3-0. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. going to be 3-1. Now the pitch again. It's going to be fouled back, and now we're at strike 2. So now you can actually strike this guy out. And this is Rogers. Is it Brendan Rogers? It is Brendan Rogers. 3-2 thus far. And now the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be popped up again. I think Castillo should try to get a little grounder going, not some kind of fly ball. Because if you get it somewhere deep, it's going to score in Yordan Alvarez. Three and two. And now the pitch. And that's popped up again and fouled. Is that playable? Here is Mitch Garver. And he doesn't make the catch. It was out of play. Rockies non-tender Brandon Rogers. So that's how it happened. And now we are at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And now we got 2 outs. Castillo now has a great opportunity to get himself out of a jam because it is Yainer Diaz who's been struggling. So you got to take advantage of this opportunity. And it's Pete Woodworth who is having a talk with Luis Castillo. You got runners on second and third because I believe there's a stolen base that just happened. Didn't even recognize that part. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. And that's going to be strike 1 to Yainer Diaz. It's 1-0 so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be swung and foul ball, strike 1. I think after the 5th inning, Luis Castillo might be gone. Starters are not as efficient this season. But should you be surprised? Not really. 1-1 so far, the pitch. And that is low for a ball. 2-1. 2 balls away, and yet the base is loaded. Oh for 3 on winners in scoring position by Houston, but this could break anytime soon. The 2-1, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. You just got to get that 1 strike, but why does 1 strike feel like 10? It's going to be 2-2. Diaz is 0 for 1. He's off to an atrocious start, but he can break it anytime soon because La Piedra is actually pretty hittable. As we're looking at 2-2, the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-2. You got to get this guy out because it's Yainer freaking Diaz who's off to a horrible start. And if you get hit by Yainer Diaz, that's embarrassing. Camera's pointing to Dan Wilson. And now we're looking at 3-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Bad pitch bailed out by Yainer Diaz because he swung at a bad pitch. 29 pitches in the top of the 4th. That is the most by far by Castillo. His 3rd inning was his most efficient with 13 pitches. Now at full count, 3-2, the pitch. And that is outside for ball 4. Castillo really blew his chance. And now you got the bases loaded with 2 outs. And the batter is going to be Cam Smith, who is 0 for 1. Batting 105. But I think you should have just pitched it right up the middle, make him whiff. Hey, Christian, how's it going? How do you think I feel right now? Yeah, they do. Like Luis R. Castillo. The pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 1. That's Cam Smith, who is one of the pieces of the Kyle Tucker trade. And Christian, do you have any recollection of Cam Smith from the Chicago Cubs farm system? As we are at 0-1. And now the pitch. And check swing, he did not go. That's going to be a ball 1. Did he go? He did not. Appeal to the first base umpire. It wasn't even worth appealing. Now at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that is upside for a ball 2-1. You're 2 balls away from walking in Yordan Alvarez to make it 1-0 Houston. Looking at 2-1. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss went right down the middle, strike 2. I think that's what you should have done to Yanner Diaz. Either that or does Luis Castillo just have command issues today? He has 81 pitches. 50 of them are strikes. So he's been pitching quite a bit of balls. The pitch, and here's a fly ball to right field, but Luke Raley is there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. Luis Castillo gets himself out of a jam, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is still, unbelievably, no score. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
No, I'm just like...
That was my infield base hit. Now here's my pop-up. That's the most painful way to get out. I almost rather strike out than do that. And we are back from the break. And Fritz, thank you for the $2. Now the magic number is $48 by the end of the stream. Goal is 50 as always. Framber Valdez still up on the mound as he's been pitching with 54 pitches, more efficient than Castillo. Here's Randy Arozarena up to the plate, and now here it is. Now here's a ground ball right to Christian Walker, toss over to Valdez, and that is going to be out. Looks like I might have some activity going on. Wonder if my live stream is kind of frozen on my Instagram end. It looks like my Instagram is dead. No, it's still alive. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be missing it for a ball, 1-1. Drafted Cam Smith last year. Never made it to the AAAs with the Cubs. Has a lot of potential. Went to watch when he was a single A. Does he have like power? Now the 1-1. Big curveball, and that's going to be ball 2. Now the pitch. It's going to be ground ball, foul, 2-2 on Mitch Garver. Now I'm curious how my competitor is doing. Two and two. And now the pitch to Mitch Garver. And now here's a fly ball popped up. And that is going to be, wow, how does Christian Walker not get that? He should have got that. Yeah, Josh, you haven't missed much. Josh, you want to join? As we are at 2-2, Mitch Garver. Now the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called, and he knew it. It looks like Josh will be back once again. But do not click on that link. Because I don't want, well, I don't know if anyone else would join anyway. And he is so fast. Here's Solano. And that's a strike. Mariners really got lucky with that bases loaded situation. Astros should have scored on that.
Yeah, they should have. But when I saw it was Cam Smith coming up, I was all like, ooh.
0-1. And it's foul ball. Donovan Solano has not really been a good addition. The sad thing is that he is the marquee addition for the Mariners, and this is how he's doing.
Yeah.
He is batting .067.
You know, only slightly worse than Yanner Diaz right now.
Only. Now here's a ground ball right to third base. Paredes throws to first in time. And that will make it an easy 1-2-3 inning for Framber Valdez. And looks like we're having a game that could be like yesterday, but Castillo is already getting gassed up. And
come on,
hold on.
That Yankees fan. Come on, come in the chat.
Come on, get him in the chat.
Woo! Yeah, Joe! That did not stop. Put your phone down!
Yeah, a little infield base hits right there.
Yeah.
You were saying something about Yankee Boy?
I want that Yankees fan in the chat after, you know, all that trash talking they were doing.
He did. Like, I want him too. That was a lot of fun. That was worth the popcorn.
Yeah, it was hilarious. He didn't respond to my comment about the roof.
No, he didn't.
Because I just remember the whole time, all these Yankee fans were all like, oh, we lost it because the roof, it was open.
Who does that?
Yankees fans. That's who does it.
Wait, whatever happened there? Well, at least we have 27 World Series champions.
No, they're too busy chanting, we want Houston. We all know how that went.
Yeah, that did not age well at all.
You know, speaking of that, looking back on it now, what are your thoughts on the Astros Twitter account when that happened?
Oh, I didn't see it.
Well, you remember how they did the picture of the the Mariners celebrating the playoffs, and they had it all folded it up, and then they did the Yankees where they had the "We Want Houston" sign with the Mariners stuff, and they were sweeping it away.
I think I saw the sweeping. I thought that was like some third party person doing that.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the Astros Twitter.
Wow. I think I made a video on that long time ago when Astros were throwing shade and Mariner fans were upset. I was like, well, we literally had our radio guys saying that, oh, yeah, let's do the rivalry. It's fun. Oh, no, you hurt my feelings.
And it's being swept away right next to the "We Want Houston" sign.
I wouldn't want Houston for the playoffs. No thanks. I'm done with them.
Yeah.
Not a pitch to Myers. That's foul ball. And I would imagine that this is going to be Castillo's final inning as he is at 83 pitches. So you'd think he's already gassed by now. So the bullpen is going to be gassed.
Yep. That's
the
what
pitch.
I would think.
Here's a ground ball right to Bliss. The throw to first. And yeah, that's not happening.
Wow.
Bliss has no throwing arm whatsoever.
Well, do we think Altuve is going to overtake?
I think this is the time because Castillo is quite gassed.
Yeah. You know, the child out in left field right now.
Yeah. 0-2 for is Altuve, and that's going to be inside for a ball. He does have a chance to break Edgar Martinez's record, but it seems like the Mariners are trying everything they can to avoid that humiliation. I wonder if Edgar will actually go out and actually greet him, or maybe he'll clap. That's my prediction.
I wonder if Edgar's even in the crowd.
And that's going to be inside for a ball. Like he usually would be here for home games. He just doesn't travel on the road.
Well, it's like at Astros games, typically, if you look behind home plate, you can usually pick out Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell.
My summer school teacher's assistant, when I was in 5th grade, she named her cat literally Jeff Bagwell and talked about how cool Minute Maid Ballpark. Like, imagine if she had said that when they were in the same division.
Yeah.
I think conversation would have been a little different.
I wish Taos Hill was still there, man. That was a cool
pitch. Oh, no, foul ball, and barely missed it. That could have been extra bases, and that could have gotten Jake Myers home.
Yeah,
and Jake Myers has actually been playing pretty well for
for Jake Myers standards. He's been playing amazingly.
2 for 2. It would be 2,247. And it'll be 48 when Altuve gets that hit. And the ironic thing was when Altuve got his 2,000th hit, the Mariners actually threw him out. So it kind of spoiled it just a little bit.
He pulled off Craig Biggio vibes.
He did. And the 2-1. And that's going to be popped up, and I don't think that's going to happen. Here's Julio Rodriguez. And he makes the catch.
Got too much under it.
He did. We all know that feeling if you played baseball. Getting under it is the worst feeling.
Yeah, I didn't play too much baseball back in Special Olympics because there wasn't a lot of other teams that did it anyways.
You had your involvement with Special Olympics?
Yeah, I did.
Were you coach?
No, I was no coach. I was one of the people part of Special Olympics.
Oh, now here's a throw to second base, and he is out of there. Goodbye, Jake Myers. As Mitch Carver actually threw him out. Wait, so did I tell you the real story of what happened during that tournament?
I think you did. You might have, but I honestly can't remember.
So we were drawn into the semifinals. We were originally in the B group, which we clearly belonged, but because of the A group, because 2 of the bottom teams played so badly, they had to relegate them back for the semis, and they pushed us up on A group, and it gets even better. One of the teams that we would have played in the finals, they had a dude that can dunk.
Oh,
yeah, 0-2-0, and that's popped up and fouled. And the other team had two clearly athletic guys that can drive to the rim. And I'll let you guess what they claimed to get onto that tournament.
Oh, definitely like dyslexia.
I heard rumor was saying it was ADHD, the pitch, and that is a strike.
It's got to be one of those that like it's kind of hard to prove.
Yeah, and it's like, and one of those teams, they've been winning like every single year at that level. It's like you would think they get bored by now and want a new challenge.
Or you know, you could be like the Spanish Paralympic basketball team where they
Oh no. They did the same thing.
yeah, there were only 2 people with actual mental illnesses on that team.
Oh, that so it's even worse. It's still happening on a global scale.
Now that was almost 2 decades
3-2.
ago.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it is still no score. But yeah, I remember when we got the announcement.
Yeah,
One of my players, he literally just stormed straight up to the hotel. He was furious. He was devastated. I was just going off like crazy. I was like telling a couple of the players, hey, you should just do the LeBron James flop when those players get near you, so you can just get them fouled out. Because if they cheating, then why not us? And I was so loud that the lobbyist at the hotel said, excuse me, you're too loud. I'm gonna have to move you to this meeting room, and then you can scream there. I got my entire team kicked out of the lobby. It was kind of funny, but I was not happy.
yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta go check the
Yeah,
oven.
for sure. We're on commercial break anyway.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make prosciutto pizza. Beautiful thing.
Kevin Kirby says, if you're ever in Everett, go to a pizza house place or Brooklyn Bros. Is it called Pizza House Place? I got to look this up, Kevin Kirby. And now the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. And that is strike 1 to Luke Raley. I got to look this up. Pizza House Place, Everett. Is it called a Pizza House? Looks like it is. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Yeah, I have it. I think it's this one. I'll check it out once I go to like an Everett Aqua Sox game. Or Brooklyn Bros. And 0-2 for Luke Raley. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Brooklyn Bros in Everett, Mukilteo, and even Mill Creek. All right. If it's that good as you say. And now the 1-2 and the pitch. And here's a ground ball foul.
Yeah, in Special Olympics, I participated in basketball because my school district that I was in, they had a team. So I was in basketball, track and field, swimming. I did bowling. They had a softball there for a bit, but there wasn't enough other teams to.
There's never really interest in Special Olympics softball. Basketball is like its own mecca.
Oh yeah, basketball was like everyone loved basketball. It was like you got to bowling and you're just all like, okay, when's bowling done? I want basketball.
And the 1-2. There's a ground ball right to Christian Walker, goes to the bag, and that's going to be 1 out. So it was Spain that was stripped of their intellectual disability basketball gold medals shortly after 2000 Paralympics in Sydney, after Carlos Ribagorda, member of the victorious team, was an undercover journalist, revealed to the Spanish business magazine Capital that was the most of its colleagues had not undergone medical tests to ensure that they had a disability. So they just let them in.
Well, I'm going to tell you a funny thing about that is, do you know the reason why that journalist actually came out with the story?
Why?
Because people had seen pictures of them with the gold medals and recognized him. So he did it to save face. He basically pulled a Mike Fiers, but maybe he had slightly better morals.
The 0-1 pitch. And look what we have in our Special Olympics in Washington. We have a team that literally, I mean, come on, a guy that dunks and he's like athletic. And there's a reason why he plays like half the time, because they know it's just not fair. One of the games was 40-9 off that team. And the 1-1. And now here's a fly ball to deep left center field in the gap. And that is going to be off the wall. Ryan Bliss will get to second base with a stand-up 1-out double. And now we got a runner in scoring position. Yeah, Fritz, I'm not joking you. It was wild. Now, fortunately, in the semifinals, we were down 15, but we closed it to within a 4-point deficit. We did lose, but it was exciting.
Yeah, because what we would have is we would have local and then we would have state competitions for me. And I remember one year we got really badly classed in our state competition for whatever reason. We were literally, because what we would do is we would practice basketball from like January to May. And the teams we were facing literally practiced like 3 times a week for the entire year.
0-1 for JP Crawford.
So our closest game, we lost by like 25 points.
Ooh.
Let's just say they gave us second place in that for just, making it through.
Yeah. 0-2 for JP. And now the pitch. Oh, he golf swinged it, and that could be very much playable. And that is going to be caught by Paredes. What a waste of an at-bat JP Crawford is. And we got 2 outs, especially with a runner in scoring position with Dylan Moore.
But I remember one time I was at local, and we were behind. And the thing was, when I played basketball, if we were behind, I got pissed off. And usually I would do something stupid. And this time I run to try to make a block. I fall on my face, roll over, throw my shoe off, almost hits the ref.
Ugh.
And then what's funny is then you could hear some people laughing. It was my family. They were laughing at me.
1-0 for Dylan Moore.
They got really hateful stares.
1-0 for Dylan Moore, the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. 2-0. On deck is going to be Julio Rodriguez, but he's been unreliable, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then for I also did golf Special Olympics, but it wasn't on the team I was normally on because they didn't have that. So I had to go up to the adult team. Which golf was fun.
I'm not good at golf. I once I hit a ball with a 3 and the head came off. It popped off. Yeah, I did that.
And one thing that was great about playing golf is that the team actually had an agreement with a local golf course that we could just play on it as long as we, dress properly.
2-0. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep right field, and that is going to be foul ball.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it feels.
Yep. Yep.
It
It's
looks
like how
really
that
promising
almost
too.
Altuve home run it felt earlier.
2-1. Oh, a little girl got the ball. I would have just thrown the ball back in disgust.
Hey, get free baseball.
2-1. Up. The strike is out the strike zone. ABS. Hey, where's the ABS? ABS?
Honestly, next year they are probably going to put ABS in.
I hate to say it, it's due.
Well, as I see it, it's set up in a way, like if they do it how spring training is, that you can't just endlessly challenge, but it gives umps credit, like it gives them accountability, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is something they need.
0-2, and now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to third base, throw to first in time. And they do this again and again.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know.
Oh, the highlights. I gotta show that. Yeah, that was me. I was like, yeah.
Oh, I also remember one time at local, literally I was facing off against, we were facing off against this one team, and the dude that I often was paired up with, because I would usually be like in the post and, near the basket, because I was usually the tallest person on the team, was like a foot taller than me. And he was probably like 100 or 150 pounds heavier than I was. So literally I was being pushed around the court the entire time.
Yeah. What was your position?
Well, we honestly didn't have positions. I was just typically the guy that was down there at post, essentially, because I was usually the best one at shooting, the best because I was the tallest one, I was usually the best defender there.
To give an idea who my players are like, one of them, I'm just going to do this based on style, not because of how good they are. It's style. One of them plays like Charles Barkley. Like he'll do a lot of putbacks. It's really cool. This other guy, he's like Tony Kukoc from the 90s with the Bulls. And now here's Yordan Alvarez. Now I can't talk about it because it's freaking Yordan. Because highlights are bound to happen with Yordan Alvarez. 1-0 pitch.
We'll see. We'll see.
And surprisingly, Castillo's still on the mound, even on 96 pitches.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
Also got to consider the fact that you're going to have a bullpen day tomorrow with the other Luis Castillo. The horse's name is Friday situation, the 2-0, and that's going to be a strike.
I have no idea what we're going to do for the Astros since we lost Aaron Getty.
Yeah, Astros are banged up. Mariners are banged up. What's going on? As we are
and
at
we
2-1,
traded Rafael Montero.
And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And that could be playable. And nope, Arozarena doesn't get it.
Yeah, we traded him for cash. We traded him to the Braves, sent cash, and got a player to be named later.
You know what this is?
Yeah.
I think the Braves actually tried to ban that music, but then the fans just chanted it anyway.
Well, they're just one of those franchises that they don't care. They just don't care.
But they tried to. They tried to be like, okay, we'll play ball with the Cleveland Guardians, and then fans were like, no, we're still doing it.
Well, see, I'm all like with Cleveland, you could have actually approached that situation much better. Yes, you should have retired the old images of Cleveland Indians. That was in poor taste. But you could have done like a C with like a headdress.
I don't know.
Like literally, what's offensive about a C in a headdress?
A lot of things. The 2-2
Apparently.
up high for a ball, 3-2. I don't know. It's a touchy subject to many.
Yep.
Unfortunately. Now, Major League can't be watched anymore by the next generation, even if they are 17-0. The 3-2. Now, here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in for a base hit for Yordan Alvarez, and he gets in first base with a single.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Look at me. I could be center field.
I wonder if Yordan actually got me anything for that hit. Nope, hits
He
don't count.
might.
It only does for average.
Well, I think that will be it for Castillo.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm surprised that they even brought him back out there.
They're
I think they were just trying to
desperate.
buy time. Yeah, because their bullpen is completely. Yep, there it is. That is Luis Castillo. Dan Wilson has seen enough, and that's going to be it. Am I opposed to it? Yes and no, because yeah, his pitch count was up there, but he wasn't even that good either. Like he was struggling. Now, if he was pitching lights out, like let him pitch.
Yeah, if he was pitching like Logan.
It's like let him pitch, but no, even Logan yesterday wasn't even that. He wasn't terribly.
Well, they're right there at the end, but like up until that Altuve homer, he was being lights out. Oh, look, it's your favorite pitcher coming in.
Oh no. Okay, who's it? It's not Santos. It's not Thornton. Colin Snyder?
It's Bizardo.
Hold that thought. Yeah, we're done.
I just literally looked over at MLB.com and it said who the pitcher was coming in.
Yeah, we're done. We're screwed.
Who knows? You know, with Walker here, you might get a double play.
Or Walker could actually break out of his slump and hit a home run and help my fantasy baseball team. At this point, my fantasy baseball team should just be Houston Astros because here's who I have. I have Christian Walker, Yordan Alvarez, Yainer Diaz, and still have Wesneski because I can't really add anyone right now.
Well, that was actually a good pick there.
Yeah, because anything against the Mariners is a good pick.
I
wonder who's pitching for Rangers on Friday.
Yeah. I just need another one of these shirts.
Jacob deGrom is definitely taken.
You know, we can pray that Jacob deGrom literally pitches and his arm just detaches and flies off towards the batter.
No, I don't believe in that.
We can just pray. We can
You
pray.
gotta beat one of the goods to be good. I don't do this opportunistic. I mean, look at the Mariners. They kind of took advantage of Houston's bad health, but 10 games clearly wasn't enough. Should have been 20, the pitch, and that's a foul ball. So yeah, I don't believe in taking advantage of injuries. You still have to win your games to make it matter.
Yeah, you do have to, make contact to win the game.
I mean, those torpedo bats go. I don't even know if those torpedo bats. Maybe they've been back ordered. They're like, oh, sorry, it's back ordered. The 0-2 outside for a ball, 1 and 2.
Just the company that runs it just says, I don't like your team.
TK makes a good point. Bizardo over Vargas. Yeah, we're saving arms tomorrow because Vargas might have a busy day tomorrow as a long reliever. 1 and 2 for Christian Walker. The pitch, low for a ball. And Bizardo has a 5.40 ERA. And surprisingly, Castillo is actually having a good season, 2.12 ERA. So he's actually could be the best pitcher on the Mariners right now. We're looking at 2 and 2 for Christian Walker.
I'm a prophet.
The pitch. Now here's a ground ball, could be double play ball. Toss over to second and throw over to first. And that is in time for the double play. And the Mariners have 2 quick outs there. And
I'm
that
a prophet.
That was off of Eduardo Bizzardo.
Hey, if this is the case, Jeremy Pena solo home run.
Anything is possible, right?
Oh, that would be hilarious if literally the next pitch was that.
I also just noticed, I think I'm the only Mariners content creator that got an Astro on a show. I've never seen Mojo do it because Mojo usually does it themselves. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That was a big swing and a miss. And yep, Jeremy Pena was trying to take your advice. He listened to you on that. He is 1 for 2 for so far. Only 6 pitches in for Bizzardo. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that train noise really fits the vibe of this game because, well, we do have and 2 so far. Yeah, we have the big train that that goes near T-Mobile. So your train noise fits perfectly for my show. The 0-2, ooh, outside, and that is going to be a 1-2. You're one strike away from the strikeout.
Yep.
And now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And that is low for a ball.
Get a lot of trains next to this apartment.
And now we're at 2-2. The pitch, low for a ball. He's trying to just play cutesy with Jeremy Pena because I guess he's scared of Jeremy Pena's.
I'm all like, why are you scared of Jeremy Pena?
Because of 2022.
ABS. ABS.
3-2. And strike 3 called.
ABS. I need
no
ABS
for you. No ABS for you, boy. And for Edward Bizzardo.
ABS.
And for Edward Bizzardo for getting out of this inning, I gotta give this to you. I literally did that at a Mariners game.
I need my ABS. ABS, please.
Oh, come on. Maybe this will cheer you.
So I just got back from the Special Olympics basketball tournament, and our team finished 4th place, and I am very proud of this team that I was heavily involved with since the start of the season through practices and helped players train during the weekdays. But one of the cool moments of the Special Olympics basketball tournament was watching former Sonics legend Detlef Schrempf kick off the games at the opening ceremony. And pretty cool seeing Detlef Schrempf being part of the Special Olympics community. I did consider doing content for my experience at the Special Olympics basketball tournament, but since this was my first time making that trip, I wanted to live the moment instead. Maybe next year I'll do some kind of content, but not sure yet.
Yeah, I think hopefully by next year I'll be able to afford to hire someone to actually film it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something I would do every year. I have regrets not traveling with the team. I was usually like, yeah, I'll just watch the games, like regional. But then this year I was like, I went to like almost every single practice and trained few players. And the YouTube community is lucky that I didn't even bring up the whole should have been scandal because I didn't want to face any, what is it? Slander problem, potential slander. And it's going to be a foul ball to Julio. Yeah, Astros aren't looking good. But you never know. But not having Kyle Tucker does hurt. The 0-1. And here's a ground ball. He can maybe hustle that out, but it's going to be sailing foul.
Be right back. The oven just went off.
Yeah. Oh, and 2 for Julio Rodriguez. I'm more than a loyal fan. Well, actually, I'm the super fan that practices with the team. So basically, I'm the guy that has free VIP to practice with the team. Plus, one of my best friends is part of the team. As we are at 0-2 for Julio Rodriguez. He's got to get something going. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be fouled back. That was on a 95. That was usually on his hot zone for strike, on the strike zone. But he fouls it. Can't even hit the fastball. It was a 95, not like it was a 98, 99. And now the 0-2 pitch. And that's low for a ball, 1-2. All I've got is 2 highlight possibilities as Luke Raley robbing the home run of Yordan Alvarez. And now the 1-2 for Julio. And now the pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball again. And that is now 1-2.
Now, funny thing is about that poster, I wasn't actually at the game. My grandmother was at the game. That's how she got the poster.
The 2-2. Foul ball, and Julio's still fighting it. It's almost like you want to commend Julio Rodriguez for being able to at least foul them off, because at least he ain't striking out, but it's still pathetic. I've already said it. I know. He should be doing what Bobby Wood Jr. is doing right now. The 2-2 for Julio. How is he a first-round pick in fantasy baseball? The 2-2 and the foul ball again. Because Julio always has those streaky months where he does look like the best player in baseball, and it's like, where was that Julio earlier kind of feeling?
And then reality sets in.
Yep, at the last moments. And now at 2-2, bottom of the 6th. And now the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Got him on a curve, and that's going to be strike 3.
But yeah, I have like other older Astros stuff. I actually have an old youth, like generic Astros jersey that was like a Velcro patch, and it's of the pinstripe. I can't wear it anymore. It's way too small for me.
Yeah.
At least I don't have one of my 2022 playoff shirts, because that one would just be kind of an insult to injury to Mariners fans.
Just do it.
Well, no, I don't have it with me.
Oh, if you did.
At my parents' house.
Oh, you remember 2023 August Julio? Yeah, that Julio was like no other.
And then reality set back in.
Yeah, in September. And now the pitch. Swinging a miss, strike 2.
But
this is so bad. 2.
The shirt, if you're wondering what it is, it's a win percentage graph.
I would like to know.
Of game 1, AL.
0-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3.
And where the part where it jumps to the Astros winning, it has a picture of Yordan Alvarez.
You know the craziest part of it? I'm probably one of the least butthurt Mariner fans about that playoff run.
Yeah.
And I'm still butthurt. And now here's the Rosarena.
It wasn't like a third-party maker. No, you go buy this at the Astro store. I got it when I got my Trey Mancini jersey.
Hey, you know what? Respect. Mariners would not have the balls
like
to do that.
$5 or something like that.
Actually, the Mariners can't even do that anyway. The 0-1. And here's a ground ball. Gonna do it. Toss the first. Lisa Rosarena actually hustled this time. And that's gonna retire this side. This makes me very, very upset. All right, let's do this.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
with your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make yourself pizza. Beautiful thing.
How about that? Game 2.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm surprised the Mariners didn't make shirts of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, winning a wild card round is still
But winning it like
insignificant.
that's still pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, the only reason why you didn't go further is because Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, Yordan. Well, also, it wasn't really much Yordan. Yordan was the symptom of the whole thing. It was hashtag Robbie Ray versus Yordan Alvarez. Every time I did that to Mariner fans, they got annoyed when I was calling for firing of Scott Sturz. Like, what are you talking about? He's a great manager. I just replied, hashtag Robbie Ray versus Yordan Alvarez. That was just one bad. No.
Well, and the thing was about that is if you look at Yordan's game before that at bat, he was having an amazing game. Literally, he played a part in every run except 2 that the Astros scored in that game, and he took away runs like defensively. Like, was it Ty France that he threw out, or was it Kelnick that he threw out at home?
It was probably Ty France. I don't think it was Kelnick.
It was one of them that, like, they were on third, he caught it and threw them out.
You know what's the craziest part of that whole thing? That was probably the best series to watch for the Astros run.
Yeah.
Other than the Phillies. Because the Yankees one was just not, it was like a joke.
We want Houston.
No, they should have wanted the Mariners. The 0-2. And that is a ball. Yeah, Yankees Mariners rematch would have been fun.
Yeah. Well, honestly, had the Mariners gone the other way and faced against Cleveland, I think you could have been Cleveland and faced the Yankees.
Yeah. But things don't go the way you planned.
Yeah. And honestly, if you'd faced the Yankees, I could have actually seen a
2-2.
Astros Mariners ALCS.
Now it'll be a foul ball 2-2. Kind of too bad, though, that we didn't get to see Houston at their prime versus Mariners at their very short prime as much. We should have gotten another series in 23. But the Mariners robbed themselves of that.
We were
2-2.
Close. We were that close to that.
And foul ball, that's going to be still 2-2. Yeah, and the Mariners crapped themselves in September.
Yep.
And it's getting to the point when other fans of other teams say, ha ha, Mariners suck. I'm like, yep. 2-2.
You know what it kind of makes me think of? In college football, you kind of almost sound like Vanderbilt fans on repeat.
Why they do the same thing? They're like, yep, we suck.
Yeah. Like, sure, last year they were good because they had Pavia.
3-2.
We'll see how they
Popped
do this
up
year.
And well out of play. It's crazy to think that it's still nothing so far. This game is still up for grabs.
Yep. I just know the Astros are going to find a way to lose this.
No, I disagree. I think the Mariners are going to find a way to lose this.
Yep.
3-2 for Rogers. And the pitch. And yep, that's strike 3 called right there. And we got one out. It was good pitching by Colin Snyder. Colin Snyder is also off to a bad start for the Mariners bullpen. Like this bullpen, nothing is being figured out.
Yeah.
Even with Matt Brash coming back, I don't think it's going to be enough because Santos coming back proved it was not enough. Because we saw what happened with Santos. He shouldn't have been allowed to play.
Yeah.
He should have been pulled out.
And then Espada was all like, "Oh, you did bad, Dan. I'm going to do worse."
Yeah.
You would think with Espada being behind Joe Girardi, AJ Hinch, and Dusty Baker, you'd think, something would translate.
Yeah. 0-2. I thought Dusty Baker actually wasn't going to lead them anywhere because he's actually been known for playoff choke. 0-2 Giants,
yes.
0-3 Cubs. That's why I was like, bring on Houston in the ALDS because it was Dusty Baker, the 0-2.
Well, with Dusty Baker, it's you want to get him in a game 6 or a game 7 because with the exception of like 2 game 6s, he didn't win that many game 6, and he never won a game 7 in his
1-2
managerial.
And that is inside for a ball, 2-2. CJ is a huge Dusty Baker fan. Yep. He loves Dusty to the core. He was a Giants fan, that's why. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Here's a ground ball right to third base. Throw to first. And that gets away. And he's going to go to second base. Oh, this is just great. Like, I'm just like so
Give it
shocked.
time. Give it time. Give it time. Doesn't even count to Diaz's batting average. That's the sad thing.
Yep, that doesn't help my fantasy team. That's why third base. Yeah, that's an error. That should be accredited as an error.
Oh, it was.
It was.
That's at least what MLB.com is scoring it as.
Real battle for last place in the division.
Yeah. I
gotta be
would
rivals
love
for
the
something.
Astros just to make one more long playoff run, just to give Altuve that last chance at breaking Manny Ramirez's home run record.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he's 2 away, so I'm all like, I would love to see him break it.
Who wouldn't?
Well, it would be like one of the most amazing stories there, because most of the other people who have the home run record went to have pretty long careers with home runs, like a lot of home runs.
It's gonna be 1-1. Colin Snyder is working on 1-1 with a man on second base. That's Yainer Diaz. And now the pitch. And that barely misses it for a ball.
Now, I will say the one thing that Dusty kind of undid him in 23 was keeping Martin Maldonado. That's what literally undid him.
The pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that will get right through for a base hit. That's going to score in the run. And the Astros now take a 1-0 lead. And great. Got to play this for a moment. Where's my bottle?
Move!
Wow. A double.
Trippy. Yes. Jeez. This thing is huge. I have nowhere to hang this.
Guess what? I lied. It's a triple.
Trippy.
Yep. Now I got Jake Myers, the pitch. And that is inside for a ball. Yeah, that was so bad it made me cough. I gotta get some cool water.
Cooler water.
Now we're at 1-0. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Lemon water, so that should help. Now we're at 1-1 again. And the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball. That's probably going to bring in the run. Here's Luke Raley. He makes the catch. Is it tagging at third? And the throw to home, and there's going to be no play. And he gets the ball, gets away. But luckily.
Yeah, what were you doing, Cam?
Yeah,
I guess just rookie jitters.
Yeah, adrenaline rush.
Well, Jose, you got a chance. You got a chance.
Luke Raley actually does play decent right field. But that throw wasn't decent at all. Just to think that the Mariners might lose this game 1-0.
Well, I'm all like, please make it 2-0 because I want Altuve to get a hit. Just because, as I see it, if Altuve doesn't get a hit, we've lost. We've lost.
Hey, have you heard this song, Tequila? Okay, I'm going to play that. I'm going to do that for the 7th inning rather than Louie Louie because they did that in spring training, and I like that too. The crazy thing is I was like 6 years old when I first heard that song, and I was like, hey, Daddy, what's a tequila? A drink that you shouldn't have until you're 21. Tequila. I've actually never had
thing is, they actually play that in like SpongeBob.
They play that in SpongeBob?
Like one of the early seasons, like first 3 seasons.
Here's a line drive. Albie by J.P. Crawford. Tossed over the first in time.
Dang.
And we are going into the 7th inning. I'm going to go straight to it. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, that's a shame. It would be a shame because I don't think they'll win tomorrow. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Now it's time for the tequila. Tequila. Continue it. Mariners suck.
Well, Taylor Scott's coming in, so you might be saved.
What? I don't know.
Spot, what are you doing?
The bats suck anyway.
Spot, what are you doing?
Matter.
Well, I'm all like, at least it's not Polanco coming up or something like that. But come on, why are we putting in Taylor Scott again?
94 pitches for Framber Valdez. If you have him on fantasy baseball, congratulations.
Yep. Oh yeah, I do remember that scene. But yeah, it was like one of the early seasons where SpongeBob's at the lagoon and they literally play the instrument part of Tequila. They don't say anything, but it's literally playing.
Wait, is it like ba da 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 da?
No, it's literally the beginning part where. Da, 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 da.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
here's Mitch Garver.
I don't remember.
Oh, here's a line drive, and that's gonna be a base hit, and Mitch Garver gets to first base, but we all know what's gonna happen.
Well, it's Taylor Scott, so actually we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you have Donovan Solano's 0 for 2. Luke Raley's 0 for 2.
It's not Solano. It's Canzone.
Oh no, that's even. Oh no.
But it's Taylor Scott. The guy has been struggling.
I couldn't care less if you were struggling. You're so beautiful. I'd want to kiss you no matter how much we've been struggling. He was high as you know what that night. That guy potted so much. Now here's Dom Canzo making his season debut. The pitch, and that's a foul ball. Was that on Demo or on Solano? The bounce was okay. I'm going to say it's both at this point. Both cannot field worth a dang. The 0-1 pitch. And a horrible swing and a miss. Yeah, let's just get Tyler Locklear, please. Canzone is not that much MLB ready at this point.
No. Nostalgia. Canzone.
2023, August 23, Canzone. I know. The 0-2 pitch.
You gotta love these guys.
I mean, he literally just swing. He literally just swinged at
None
the
of those
dirt.
were in the strike zone.
It wasn't even in the strike zone, and he just swinged it. Like, why?
Like, literally, that wasn't Taylor Scott being good. That was just
really
you just
bad.
swinging at crap.
Yeah, here's Luke Rayleigh, and that's a ball. No, like, it was so funny, it made me cough. That's why Canzone, like, no, get him out of here. No. The strikeout was so bad, I laughed and coughed. The pitch. And now here's a throw to second, and Mitch Garver gets a stolen base. Because that's how desperate he is to win this game. I got to give it to you, Mitch. If I was drinking my tea during that strikeout, I would have spat the whole thing out and probably damaged, like, my tablet at least and my phone.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Fritz makes a good point on that. Is Polo hurt or what? This makes no sense missing every other day. It does make no sense. I think he still is hurt in some ways. As we are at 1-1, he should be the pinch hitter.
Espada, what are you doing?
And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that gets off the glove. And I wonder if Mitch Garver is going to score. He is going to score, and the Mariners have tied the game with a wild throw. And now
Taylor Scott was going to win it for you. Like, woo! Jesus.
Yeah, Luke Rayleigh with the RBI, which with some errors, but I will take it. And you got to give it to Mitch Garver for his hustle.
Yeah.
There was a point that he actually could have been out, but the throw was really bad.
Yeah, it's just, what the heck are we doing with Taylor Scott out here? This guy sucks. It's not
Noted.
last year Taylor Scott.
Speed Demon Mitch Garver, LMAO. Needed that.
Well,
as we're looking at the pitch, and that is a strike. I really want to get that Dom Canzone strikeout just because I wanted to catch my laugh because it was like that bad. Like it was so much. And you laughed too.
Well, because then I looked over at the batter's box that showed where the pitches went. That was bad.
And it was a check swing. Get him out of here. Let's get Tyler Locklear. Canzo's a waste at this point. He doesn't even have trade value. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch runner goes. And the throw to second. And it is not in time. And now we got a runner in scoring position again.
Yeah, Taylor Scott sucks. He's literally the Mariners MVP here.
Yeah, he carries this team to a victory.
Yeah, literally. Espada, what are you doing?
Just keep him in there.
You literally have you have a bunch of other bullpen pitchers. It's not just Taylor Scott and Brian Abreu and Josh Hader.
As it looks like we're having a chatter going on between Yainer Diaz. Mariners are 7 for 7 in stolen bases this series. Canzone walking up to the plate like the Sandlot kid. Don't be a goofus. Don't be a goofus. Don't be. Yeah, he was a doofus, all right.
Yep. Like the only reason why he struck out is because of his own stupidity. It wasn't because of Taylor Scott.
We're at 1-1 so far for Ryan Bliss. He is 1 for 2. He at least has a base hit. He was actually a double, but somehow he didn't even score. And now the 1-1 pitch and a big swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike 2. Miles says, please pinch hit Polanco. I agree. Why haven't they done it by now? They better replace Cal Raleigh, I guess. As we're at 1-2 for Ryan Bliss. And now the pitch outside for a ball. 3-2. And after this, it's going to be J.P. Crawford no matter what happens. Unless lines out
Weird
double play kind of situation. Yeah, weird things might happen because this is baseball. Pitch number 13 going to happen. Maybe on pitch 13, something unlucky happens for the Astros.
No. This entire pitching outing has been unlucky for the Astros.
As we're at 2-2, and the pitch up high for a ball. Would you say that when Canzone struck out, do you think it sounded like I was choking?
Yeah, it did sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Joking.
The strikeout, Mariners strikeout was so funny, I choked. As we're at 3-2. And the full count. And foul ball. And he had to swing at that one because that would have been called a strike 3. Even the ABS wouldn't save you.
ABS.
Those Nintendo patches ain't doing it for me. I mean, it didn't even give them money for more players, so whatever. The 3-2 and the pitch. And a big swing at... Wow.
Swing at the dirt.
Pretty much. These bad swings.
And
now you got
he
J.P.
heard
Crawford.
Canzone. He's all like, oh, I got to swing at this. I got to swing.
Yeah, Canzone is a really bad chaser. Luke Raley's going to third base. It looks like he's having a chatter with third base coach. Oh, and your manager has seen enough.
Well, Espada, why did you put him back in? We knew he was not going to be good.
Pretty much.
Like, do we need this lesson again, old man?
We do.
Like, literally, Espada is managing us out of these wins.
Oh, let's do this.
I should have swung at that one. That was a meatball pitch, but usually I don't like swinging on the first pitch, so that's my downfall.
Like he's like leaving a diary entry or something, like, you know, talking about. But he's like, I thought it was fine. I guess I'm not okay after all.
And then we lost.
I have 2 outs, 4 runs. Play.
Well, there are some worthy highlights there. Oh,
Yeah.
the J-Rod squad shirt, which I wouldn't even bother sitting there. Nope. He's got to earn me to be there. And he won't. Oh, who do we got? Please don't tell me this is Josh Hader.
No,
It's
it's
Brian King. Who has 6 strikeouts and no walks. Here's JP. And did he go? He did not go. It's going to be ball 1. He's actually ahead of the count. As we are at 0-2. Now the pitch. Inside for a ball. You know what? As cruel as this sounds, he should have stepped into that. Because how else are the Mariners going to get offense?
Well, no, just wait for Taylor Scott to come back in.
Pitch. And he swung and missed. It was like an easy pitch. It was like barely a fastball, right? Like pretty much right down the middle, and he missed that. And we're looking at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. I think that umpire was tempted to call a strike on that one because his strike zone's just been a little bit odd. As we're at 3-1. If it was 3-0, I'd be like red light it or just step into it. And the 3-1 pitch. And he fouls on a pitch that was literally his meatball pitch, and it's a foul ball. Now we're at full count, 3-2. Luke Raley at second base. Mariners with a chance. 3-2. And ball 4, take your base. Now we got runners in first and second.
But yeah, Taylor Scott this season so far, it looks like how Montero looked for like last year and the year before. As soon as Montero came in, you're all like, and there goes the game.
Yeah, that's how we felt when he was with the Mariners.
And then he had that 2022. That 2022 was fantastic.
The pitch to Dylan Moore. That is inside for a ball, and step into it. Take one for the team. I know, I'm cruel. 0 for 3 is Dylan Moore.
But do you really want Julio to come up?
Oh, yeah, true. You don't.
Yeah, do you really want Julio to come up?
And here's a liner foul. That actually gave me some excitement for a moment. And now it's going to be 1-1 on Dylan Moore.
Because we all know what Julio would do in a bases loaded moment here. He would just strike
1-1. Oh, and that's strike 2. Doesn't swing at that one. It was outside the zone, but still.
ABS.
As we're at 1-2. He could very much strike out on this. He is 0 for 3, so the odds are pretty high.
Yeah.
As we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. You knew that was happening. And that is going to retire the side. We
At
go
least
to
it
the
wasn't
top
the dirt.
Yeah. We go to the top of the 8th inning. It is still, or it is 1-1 as the Mariners did tie this game. And now pizza time.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make Condenser pizza. Beautiful paintbrush.
For anyone that cares, Lazaro Montez hit a home run for the Miners. And it's very disappointing to see Dylan Moore. He struck out. And now we're going to the top of the 8th inning. I don't think Colin Snyder's going to be pitching. It's going to be Gabe Spire. Canzone is now at right field. And Luke Raley just got moved to first base. Andres Munoz is now possibly going to warm up. Why is it the second time in 3 starts Castillo only pitches 5 innings? Well, because Castillo is already close to 100 pitches.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to pull him.
Make a bold prediction. Home run hit this inning.
Well, who's up at bat?
Isak, and then it's going to be Jordan and Christian Walker.
It's possible. We're at top of the 8th inning, and now the pitch. And that is a strike. Well, there goes the right side of defense. I mean, Luke Raley isn't that bad. Canzone has decent range coverage. He's made some good catches. The 0-1, and that is a strike. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
You know, he saw those swing and a miss that were done by the Mariners. He's all like, I can do that better.
Yeah. Ooh. We're looking at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's a foul ball. That had some good contact on there, too. Oh and 2 for Isaac Paredes. The pitch. Oh, fly ball to deep left field. And Randy Arozarena there.
Yep.
And that's going to be 1 out, but we've got... You were almost right. Thank you, Marine Lair.
Almost.
Now it is Yordan Alvarez, and he could still do damage.
The roof was open.
He does well against lefties. Let's not kid ourselves about Yordan Alvarez against lefties. As we're looking at it's the first pitch against Alvarez. And the pitch. And that is going to be right in there for a strike of 96. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball, strike 2. I mean, Spire's just going right after him with fastballs. This season's batting 194, 1 home run, and 7 RBIs. Not exactly the start you were looking for out of Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, though that's kind of typical for the Astros in April.
The 0-2. And that is up high for a ball. One and 2. And now the 1-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to Bliss, and the throw to first in time. He barely gets him out. And now that's going to be 2 outs already. It's going to be top of the 8th. 2 outs now. Ryan Bliss has been quite busy in the infield this season. Now it's Christian Walker, who is 0 for 3. And this would be a good time for the Mariners to actually score runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, because that would mean the bottom half of the lineup would be there. The pitch, and that is a foul ball. Oh, 1 for Christian Walker. And that is outside for a ball, 1-1. One and 1 again. And then here's a fly ball to deep left center field. Julio is there, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. That went all the way to the Marine Lair.
Yeah.
Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 1-1 still.
Yeah, I will say these have been some of the most boring games to watch, sadly.
It really has.
I'm all like, at least that comeback against the Twins was exciting to see.
Wasn't saying much.
You know, it's not saying much, but at least you scored 9 runs.
It's true.
Let's see, you know, what Espada pulls out here.
Here, going into the bottom of the 8th inning, it's going to be Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, and Randy Rosarena. So there is, assuming they can play at their full potential, they should be able to win this game. But, you know, Julio strikes out, Cal Raleigh has strikeout problems. Rosarena's a poser.
Well, we'll see who Espada puts in. Thankfully, he cannot put in Taylor Scott.
Yeah, he can't. Thankfully.
Just imagine. And coming out to pitch again is Taylor Scott.
I would love that.
I would
welcome
hate
to
it.
our life. Pitching is important, but not even exciting or very fun brand of baseball.
Yeah.
No, but I actually like these kind of games. I don't like the 9-8s or the 10-9s. It just makes it too predictable.
Oh, yeah. But it is nice to see, some runs scored.
It's good for the low attention span people. It's
Yeah.
great for them, but for people like me, no. I like these kind of games. There's Julio Rodriguez.
Brian
Up to
King
the
is
plate.
staying out
Had a
there.
terrible strikeout last time. And now the pitch. And that is right in there for a strike. So he wouldn't swing at that, but he'll swing at a garbage pitch. I see how it is. And the pitch
Because
again.
garbage pitch is the
Foul
cool
ball.
pitch.
Yeah, it's the cool pitch.
If I make good contact on it, I would be cool.
Yeah. Julio at 0-2. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
1-2 pitch. And should have been strike 3 call. That was right in the
ABS,
zone.
ABS.
It was actually a ball by ABS. As we're at 2-2. And he fouls it back. No, they did order torpedo bats, but they hasn't.
I think the
came in
Astros
yet.
have as well.
It's like maybe this is the new steroid replacement.
Well,
As we're at 2-2.
honestly, what I think it's going to be like 2019. And if it gets really
Ground ball right to shortstop, throw to first. Julio doesn't really hustle that, doesn't he?
if you get a lot of contact and a lot of home runs, you will see the bats go away. Because the thing is, MLB likes home runs, but they like it to be kind of not super common. And with those 2019 baseballs, they were so common.
Yeah, even Mariners were hitting stupid home runs.
Well, literally, how many teams broke their home run record that season? It was like almost 10.
The freaking Mariners of Scrubs broke their franchise record.
The Twins had the most home runs ever hit in a season, yet they did nothing.
And the foul ball. As we're at 0-2 already for Cal Raleigh.
And so what it came to be is that the home run was no longer special, and so hitting a bunch of home runs was not special. And so the Juice Baseball 2019 went away. And MLB has the power to do that because they own Rawlings.
And 2020 was the COVID. I call it the COVID 98. Everyone was juiced that year, no question. The pitch, outside for a ball, because you can't test him because COVID.
Yeah.
Yankees aren't hitting crap now, so who knows what they actually do. And don't forget they were playing at Yankee Stadium. The pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that's going to get right in the gap for a base hit. This could be extra bases for Cal Raleigh. He's going to second base with a stand-up double. Mariners have a chance to score in Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, you got some people with contact, so could easily happen here.
But right now it's Randy Arozarena, so I'm not exactly feeling good about that. Arozarena up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that is inside. That nearly got him. And that is going to be ball 1. 1-0. And the pitch. And that misses again. Ball 2.
ABS.
2-0 for Randy Arozarena off of Brian King. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball again. 3-0. I'll give green light on this. Why not? Try to hit it in the gap and you can score in Cal Raleigh. Now we're at 3-0. And now the pitch. And he didn't like the pitch. It was on the inside, and hitting it on the inside is very tough.
Well,
3-1.
Likely to hit it to third base or shortstop.
Yeah, wouldn't have been worth, I guess. 3-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and now we're already down to strike 2. 3-2. Got another arm working on the bullpen. That is Gusto.
Ah, that's kind of surprising.
3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down
Good
goes
work,
the
King. Good
Rosarena.
work. Good work.
Randy's a bum.
Some of the other Astros stuff that I have is like, I have like a poster, I think, of Andy Pettit, another one of Biggio, and the oddest one I own is a trash can that has Roger Clemens on it.
Ooh.
Which is kind of fitting for how the end of his career went.
He should have been Hall of Famer, though. He just couldn't. It wasn't steroids that killed his chances. It was more than just that. The pitch.
Well, it was not only that he got caught with steroids, but he didn't own up to it.
And his whole beef with Mike Piazza, because when you mess with a baseball darling, they're gonna hate you.
Yeah, but like when they asked him about his steroids, you know what he did? I think he blamed his wife.
Yeah, Clemens is quite a non-filtered guy.
Yeah, you're still like, at least go with the Barry Bonds responsive balanced breakfast.
Strike 2 on Mitch Garver. And now the Astros or the Mariners are down to that final strike going into the top of the 9th.
But
we're at 2-2.
Well, and kind of owning up to it is one thing that's helping Andy Pettit right now.
2-2.
Votes.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And I got to go PP because that made me really, really sad.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make Condenser pizza. Beautiful paintbrush.
But yeah, like Andy Pettit, I think he was caught like one time with steroids, or he wasn't, but he owned up that he took steroids one time to get back from an injury.
Just like Mark McGwire. I know he did it because it was 93 and 94. He was heavily injured.
Well, and then also during his home run run with Sosa, literally in the background as he's talking to the reporters, you can see the steroids sitting in the locker.
The crazy part is they thought Sammy Sosa didn't take steroids. That's the crazier part. They
Well,
thought he didn't. That was the
yeah.
narrative.
Yeah.
But then Sosa's like, yeah, I took steroids, but so did everyone else.
Yeah. I'm all like, I can say that Griffey probably did not take steroids just because you also have to think about during that time, especially when the home run race was becoming big, they also threw in juice baseballs because they wanted more home runs.
Yeah. Griffey was actually in the running with those two, but then his August just happened.
Well, he was human.
Yeah, he became human for a month, which really killed his chances to be part of them.
But like
94, he was also
McGwire,
robbed.
one of his home run balls, like they opened it and it had 2 cores in it.
Yeah. As we got Carlos Vargas now up on the bullpen, as if the Mariners are just burning through their entire. Wait, why didn't they just let Spire pitch? They only pitched 11 pitches. It wasn't even that bad.
I think they're thinking maybe we can use Spire tomorrow.
I guess there's that because you're expecting a huge bullpen day tomorrow because the horse's name is Friday Castillo is not exactly going to.
Yeah, I thought it was a glitch in the computer the first time I saw that there was 2 Luis Castillos.
And that is a strike. Tomorrow it's going to be Hunter Brown against Luis. Horse's name is Friday Castillo. As we are now at 3-1.
Honestly, I have no idea what they're going to do with Aaron Getty.
3-2. Everyone acts like guys just started doing drugs when testing started. Players have been doing calls. Yeah, there is a possibility. I heard Babe Ruth did something, and Hank Aaron did something. They've had to.
Yeah. Well, also Babe Ruth was using
swing and a miss, strike 3. Yeah, and the narrative was Babe Ruth hit 714 home runs on hot dogs and beer.
There's a good chance he did that. And there might have been some other things and some juice baseballs and no spitball pitches and moving in offenses.
Babe Ruth, what was it? It was strike 1. For breakfast, he would have an 18-egg omelet and 6 hot dogs. And he wolfed down 2 whole fried chickens for dinner. Never exercised.
No.
As we're at 0-1, the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford and the throw to first. And that is in time. That's going to be 2 outs.
See, I wish for Babe Ruth that they had kept him as a pitcher still, like when he went over to the Yankees, because he was transitioning to not be a pitcher all the time, but it would have been cool to see him as a pitcher throughout his whole career because they showed him later on and his pitching arm was still pristine.
He actually played more of his. They actually used him more on the offense. He hit 29 home runs with the 1 year with the Boston Red Sox in 1919, I believe.
Yeah, right before he was traded.
Yeah, for theater tickets from what I heard.
And that was the last year he was a pitcher.
Yeah, 1-0. And that is going to be a ball.
Funny thing is, Babe Ruth is actually a part of the first ever combined no-hitter.
What kind of weird stats does he have? And now we're at 2-0 and the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to second base, the throw to first, and that is in time, and that was an easy 1-2-3 inning for Carlos Vargas. We go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners have a chance to win this, but they're going to have to do it with Dom Canzone, Luke Raley,
and Bliss, which Raley and Bliss, you should do something there.
But Canzone's going to strike out to the point where I might choke.
No, Canzone just stands there. Doesn't even have a bat.
You know what the awkward thing is? Babe Ruth played for another Boston team.
Yeah.
Boston Braves. I wonder if that was how awkward that could have been. If you're going down the streets of Boston and we're like, yeah, we miss you, man. And you're on the other team.
The Boston Braves. See, most people don't remember that the Braves actually spent a long time in Boston.
Yeah, and the Red Sox were just too much for them.
Yeah, well, and really it wasn't until Ted Williams came in that they actually started losing most of their fan base.
Yeah, because Ted Williams, I mean, think about it. Ted Williams The guy not only played baseball and dominant, hit 400. The guy went to freaking 2 wars.
And then he just stopped playing baseball because he was bored. Not because he was bad. He was just bored.
I gotta look up when he retired, though.
Like that's why his retirement season is one of the better ones, is because he literally, because most of the good retirement seasons, with the exception of Albert Pujols and Big Papi, have another reason for why. Williams is because he just got bored and just quit, and Clemente because he was in a plane crash.
Yep. He wasn't even supposed to retire.
Yeah.
Good thing he got that 3,000 hit. Imagine him being stuck at 29.99.
Oh my gosh.
History would have been rewritten even further.
Yeah. Well, Josh Hader's in.
And you can't
We'll
make
see how this goes.
yeah. Yeah, I heard I could use the early 2024 Josh Hader.
I don't want that, Hader.
I do.
I don't want that, man.
Ted Williams retired at 41, but he hit 29 home runs, 316, 451 OBP, walked more than struck out.
Yeah, he was still amazing, and he just quit because he was bored.
So he still could have played
he still
even
had
longer.
like at least a few years. Though I always found that crazy that it wasn't until Ted Williams, despite the fact the Red Sox had won a bunch of World Series.
Fritz continues to donate. Please join him. He might be lonely on that department. Get me to 50. Canzone is now up to the plate.
Hand zone walk off.
No,
That
I don't
would
see
be
it. The
funny.
pitch. And that is a strike. Yeah, just by that pitch, it ain't happening.
That would be funny. That would just be funny.
I don't know even. I'd probably get a heart attack, as we're at 0-1 for Canzone, and now the pitch. Yeah, look at that, swing and a miss, strike 2. Yeah, Canzone hit a home run. He's gonna have to. I'm not even gonna look at my own screen because I don't want the spoilers. 0-2, and now the pitch, and that is gonna be down low for a ball. That is going to be 1-2. I'm going to have to plug in my tablet because it's running out of juice.
Really, you're more likely to see the home run.
1-2 for Canzone. The pitch. Oh, he actually didn't swing at that one. Can I give him a slow clap for that? We're at 2-2. 2-2 for Canzone. And the pitch. And strike 3 called. He doesn't even
basically
swing at
down
it.
the middle.
That was his pitch right there.
Yeah, that was the pitch you were waiting for, man.
Oh, he could have bombed that one.
Yeah, you could have just made any contact at that, and you just
Canzone is just not
shop
good.
up.
Now you got Luke Raley up to the plate. Could he be the hero?
He's more likely to be the hero than
More than Canzone. Yeah, and the pitch.
him or
And
Bliss. I could see
I don't know about Bliss. And that's gonna be a strike.
at least more than Canzone.
Ugh, Canzone. 0-1 for Luke Raley. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Christian Walker. He slips, but he gets there. But Luke Raley was hustling on him.
Hey, you know, more hustle than, you know, a certain other player.
Yeah, Julio.
Don't have to name names, but, you know, a certain other player.
Oh, they're not gonna waste Andres Munoz in the top of the 10th, are they?
Would you? Or do you just throw in a garbage, you know,
I
and
don't
just save
know.
him for the next game?
But that means you have to win bottom of the 10th. Now the
Yeah.
pitch to Bliss, or just win now. And that's a strike.
You know, Bliss could do it. He could do it.
0-1. Bliss is 1 for 3. So I think he does have a chance.
A double and 2 strikeouts. So
The pitch. And that's going to be missing for a ball. 1-1.
now, who would you rather have, Canzone or Mr. Burger King?
Canzone. 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Because at least he has outfielding. He has at least outfield range coverage. At least Tellez can't even play defense. 1-2, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3, and we are going into extra innings. Now the question is, who are they going to bring in? Are they going to bring in Andres Munoz? If they do, that means they have to win the bottom of the 10th inning for sure.
Altuve's got one more chance, most likely, at that.
Yeah, I wonder
hit.
who's up.
It would be Smith, Myers, and Altuve, unless they.
So that means Diaz is going to be at second base.
Yeah. Unless they do some pinch hit substitutions.
I don't know. I'm feeling it. Yeah, 3 ugly at bats. We had a strikeout by Dom Canzone, a ground out by Luke Raley, and then a strikeout by Ryan Bliss. Las Montez, we could use a right fielder, buddy, but he's an A+, so you're not gonna rush an A+ to Major League. That just doesn't happen.
They are going with Munoz.
Great. And if the Mariners lose on the top of the 10th, that's really going to backfire. But who do they really have in the bullpen? They don't really have options. They got Santos, but he's terrible.
Yeah.
Let me see who else they have.
Actually, lots of options.
Nope, because they keep burning them through. Here's who they have left. So Bizardo's gone. They have Jesse Hahn left. Trent Thornton. Yeah, so you're really running thin.
No. Bring in Luis Castillo.
Of course they're bringing in Munoz, and they had to do it in the most dramatic way possible.
Just imagine that. Literally has to then pitch and then pitch again.
And we are back from the break as Andres Munoz. He's 4 for 4 on save opportunities, but he is not in a save situation.
Which typically for closers, they do worse.
The good news is, though, Ryan Bliss will be at second base, so you do have somewhat speed at second base, but the Mariners have to get through this, and now we got Yainer Diaz at second base.
And, no, it's going to be Chaz McCormick at
Chaz
second.
McCormick, so they must have done a pinch running job.
And they put Carantini in for some reason.
Yeah. Even though Smith did score in that run.
Yeah.
I guess they're doing I don't know what they're doing. The pitch.
Well, Carantini has
swing and a miss, strike 2.
Come through in extra innings, but I'm all like, I rather would have gone with Cam Smith.
If we get a long one, we might get to see Tellez strike out with a nasty ephus. Burger King boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? And now we're at 0-2.
Yeah, that was
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's
that was a really bad at bat. That I don't get that move, but
next is going to be Myers.
I'm not the manager.
If you're the Mariners, objectively speaking, would you take the bat away from Jake Myers, knowing that he's 2 for 3, and take your chances on Altuve, or you just go straight at him?
No, go straight at Myers.
Now here's
Myers
has
not recorded a hit against Munoz, so just go
2 for 3. And now it's going to be in their first strike. It's going to be 0-1. Jake Myers is 2 for 3 with 2 singles.
Yeah. It's just against Munoz. He's had 5 at-bats and struck out 3 times. And
so you got to go with that analytics, I guess. 0-1 so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up to right field, and that should be playable. Canzone is there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. TK,
this has been god-awful offense.
But I like these kind of games. I like the suspense.
Yeah. I just like a little bit more contact.
Plus, I don't have to do as much YouTube shorts. If it was like a 9-6 game, I'd be like, YouTube short this, YouTube short that, and I'd delete like half of them.
Yeah.
Now I got Jose Altuve. Imagine him getting an RBI, breaking the Edgar Martinez record. I don't think Edgar will be clapping at that moment. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that might get through. And I don't think anyone's going to score on that.
No, it didn't
But
get
Jose
through
Altuve
enough.
gets in, and that's going to be a base hit. And congratulations to Jose Altuve. He has just passed Edgar Martinez in all-time hits. I don't know where he's ranked, but congratulations. But good fielding by at least Ryan Bliss to prevent a base hit because it bounced off the base. Had it not bounced, probably could have at least had a chance at first base.
Yeah, you probably could have gotten out of that. Let us see where Altuve is now on the all-time hits list.
Yeah, that was a good stop.
Sports
bettors are going nuts, are they?
He is 174th on the list. And the next person is Bert Campernellis with 2,249.
So he can beat another record as we are now at 1-0.
And then
the runner goes, and that's going to be a no throw to second base as Altuve gets to second base with an easy stolen base. It's going to be 2-0 on Paredes. But then it gets dangerous after that. If you can't get Paredes out, that leaves Yordan Alvarez, and he's a clutch guy. As we're now at 2-0. Honestly, if the Mariners lose this game, I'm not going to blame this on Munoz one bit. And the 2-0. Now here's a liner, and that is going to be caught by Randy Arozarena, and the Mariners get out of a jam, and I got to go pee-pee.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make Sahara pizza. Beautiful paintbrush.
It's going to be the dreaded murderers row 1, 2, and 3 of the lineup. Who is that 1, 2, and 3 is the question. It's going to be J.P. Crawford, Dylan Moore, and Julio Rodriguez. You're talking about Miles Mastroboni.
you could have Mastroboni in to pitch.
Yeah, there would be jokes right there. And we are back from the break here at the bottom of the 10th with Ryan Bliss as the last at-bat guy. That means he's at second base, leaving in J.P. Crawford. And do you expect anything out of him? No, in the pitch. And here's a bunting effort, and that's fouled. He's not exactly good at bunting, I can tell you that. We're looking at 0-1. Josh Hader's still on the mound. He's on pitch 12, and I wonder if Munoz is going to get one more inning after that.
We'll just have to see.
The 0-1, and that's going to be missing it just barely for a ball. Like, maybe why not just do 2 bunts in a row? Have JP move Ryan Bliss, and then Dylan Moore bunt him home. And now we're at 1-1. He's going to bunt again, and that's going to be a strike. So you can't bunt anymore because if you foul that, you're outsies. And now we are at 1-2. 1-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Crawford, literally right down the middle. An easy fastball right down the freaking middle and doesn't even make contact.
Yep. That's basically been this entire game.
No one's hitting fastballs today.
No one's hitting, period.
Yeah, and this is just bad baseball, bad offense.
Oh my gosh.
And now we're at Dylan Moore, and that's going to be a foul ball.
April baseball for the Astros. Ugh.
Just like April baseball for the Mariners, which drags on.
At least by the time you hit May, usually the Astros have figured it out. Usually.
Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball. Good eye by Dylan Moore. And now we're at 1-1. Dylan Moore is 0 for 4. Probably should have been pinched hit for. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Maybe this could have been the moment where you should have put in Miles Mastroboni, because Dylan Moore is 0 for 4.
Do you take Julio out for Mastroboni?
Why not? Because Julio is also really bad too.
So you want your center fielder to be Mastroboni?
I guess so. The 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss again. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts in a row.
For the game for Moore. Oh.
Yeah, Dylan Moore better be done after this. Yeah, if Mariners go into the top of the 11th, that means Isaac Paredes is going to be at second base. And now I got Julio Rodriguez. This is his chance to be hero. Can he be hero? Probably not. He's probably going to strike out again. He's 0 for 3. And now the pitch. And now it's a foul ball. I thought that was going to do something.
You know, well, we just got to see.
I don't know. It's already 2 strikes away from striking out.
Yeah, but that's 2 opportunities that you could hit it out.
Maybe. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is inside for a ball. 1-1 the count.
Actually, Julio has good numbers against Hader.
He does. That's why this is a chance for him. And now the pitch. And now here is a fly ball to right field. And that is caught by the right fielder. And
so, yeah, that's caught by... Who would that be?
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know.
Yeah, that's Chas McCormick. Couldn't remember. Yeah, we got some really feared hitters here. You know, Jordan and Christian Walker and Jeremy Pena.
Where's the... I got to show you. You know what? If I had a blank piece of paper somewhere. Oh, here. That's how I feel about this game.
See, I would love a win here, but I'm all like, oh my gosh.
It's embarrassing. Oh.
It is. It's so embarrassing.
Let me talk to this guy. Julio, you're an freaking embarrassment to the team. Oh, come on, man. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the best player in baseball.
Guys, do better.
Yeah, do better, you bum.
Because, yeah, this one has, like, pretty much the whole team signed.
Yep.
The shirt for the design.
What else do I got in memorabilia? Oh, I got this. Edgar Martinez, Hall of Fame.
Yeah. There we go. It was just a silhouette of...
Oh, here's a ground ball, and that gets right through for a base hit, and that's going to score in the... Wait, that was just a commercial. Oh, my God.
I'll definitely clip that.
Maybe.
biggest highlight is commentary on a commercial.
Oh my god, that gave me a freaking heart attack.
Well, because I'm looking at MLB.com, I'm all like, it doesn't say hit out here.
Sports does not do a good job with that. I know. Weren't we all like, oh my god?
I was like, what? What you hit?
Already? But here's Jesse Hahn. No one else seemed to talk about it.
They took the bat out of Jordan's hands.
Yeah, understandably. Yeah, even Fritz. Now here's Mercio Dubon. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, but you're not going to get a double play. The throw to first, and that is in time, but you got runners on second and third. And if I were them, Christian Walker's 0 for 4. Do you dare take the bat away from him to get Jeremy Pena? Or do you try to strike him out?
I would just let Walker go.
Yeah, but if he hits, because he has power, he can always hit that sacrificer. It sounds like they are taking the bat away. Now Jeremy Pena has a chance to break the Mariners' hearts once again, like he did in 2022.
Oh no, they took the bat away from Pena. Walker was the one that
the one that got out. Oh yeah, so Pena. That's gonna be Brendan Rodgers, which you can.
Yeah, that's not going. Nothing's going to happen here.
You'd be surprised.
So, has Hahn only thrown one pitch?
I guess so.
Yeah, he's only thrown one pitch.
And now the pitch, and that is up high for a ball. Ooh, this is not looking good. Other options could have been Trent Thornton. But man, tomorrow is going to be a really long day for the Mariners, and I'm glad I'm on don't quit your day job
Hahn
situation.
Is just throw something at a dartboard and just hope it works.
Yep. 1-0. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike one.
Well,
that's
honestly,
that of the season right here.
They're going to pull out for the bottom. They're not going to do Hader again.
Yeah, so at least Houston's going to be depleted, but it may not matter because Mariners can't hit with the squad anyway.
If I had to guess, you'd probably do Brian Abreu then.
The 1-1. Oh, that nearly got him. And that should have got him.
Yeah, Rodgers, let that hit you, man.
Should have.
Let it hit
Why
you.
Didn't you let that? Why didn't?
Let the suffering be over. Let the suffering end.
Well, I guess because he's probably the one with the low-key players, as we're looking at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 3-1. And if you're one ball away, ABS! Now we're at 3-1. It was outside. It was below.
No, looking at the strike zone here, that should have been
3-1 for Rodgers. This is the game on the line.
Yeah.
And now the 3-1 pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that is fielded, and he gets it in the throw to first in time, and that is the double play, and that will retire the side. Great heads-up play by Dylan Moore. That may have just saved the game. Great play by Dylan Moore defensively, and that will retire the side.
That was foolish. I would have taken the strike.
If that was Polanco, that game is over. Dylan Moore,
because up in the 11th, they have people who actually can make contact. So this is probably going to be the end.
I don't know. I think
it's Kyle Raleigh, Randy, and Mitch Garver.
So it's a little bit more decent chance.
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm just
it was
like,
just going so
why
fast.
were you swinging at that? I would have just tried to go for the walk, man.
It's an exciting game. It makes it more exciting when we have an Astro here. Imagine if we did this in 22, but I was literally like on the ground. Like I was at ground zero. Had I done it over the summer, or had I done it basically any time before 2022, I thought of doing it during COVID, but then COVID stressed me out so much that I didn't even want to bother. And now I'm thinking I really should have. I could have gotten the.
I'm not steaming mad. I'm just. This is sadly what I'm used to in April Astros baseball.
Yeah,
I wish
Astros
it could be better, but literally this is how it's been. Even in 2019, when they were really good, it was like this.
Yeah.
Just a lot of sucking.
Mariners, but not the Mariners. The Astros do have the personnel to make up for the bad start. So,
or Gusto. They did have a great chance, but when you put a guy in who's used to, Colorado Rockies conditions, it can be a hit or a miss.
They're playing the Old Spice commercial.
That one commercial was so hilarious.
That commercial's cringe. I like the right guard commercials.
No. The one where you're all like, and it's a line drive, and they've scored.
Oh, that was a great commercial, wasn't it?
It was.
And we're looking at bottom of the 11th. Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Julio is at second base, so honestly, you really have no excuses unless Julio runs like a dumbass, which he's done before probably.
Honestly, I would just try to go for a bunt here, because then you could actually have a situation that you get Julio in a really good situation, because he's a good runner unless he's an idiot,
which he has done. And we've had Mariners that had bad base running, like Robinson Cano.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go with Abreu here, just because.
Next game will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the series finale, but it matters. This is about the Mariners trying to win the series, and the Astros trying to tie the series.
This is about to happen, so
I don't know. Here's Luke Raley up to the plate, the pitch, and that is right in there for a strike. Meatball, 93 mile an hour. He didn't go for that.
I've seen this before.
0-1 for Luke Raley against Gusto. And now the pitch. And that is a foul ball. Fouled back, and that's already strike two. On deck, you have Randy Arozarena. And after that, you have Mitch Garver.
Which they might do Polanco for Garver if you're thinking about it.
I'm almost thinking about, well, if only Polanco can play outfield, I would just replace Randy Arozarena because he's not doing anything. And now we're at 0-2 for Cal Raleigh.
And then just move some people around to get that to work.
0-2 pitch. And that's going to be fly ball and fouled.
Is there anyone even at the game? Because I saw some recording from yesterday's game and no one was there.
I mean, who would be there for a Monday game?
And I'm leaving.
Well, people gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now we're at 0-2 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-2. Now we're at 1-2 for the Cal Raleigh big dumper. He's got to dump this one out. The 1-2. And that gets away. No, it does not get away. Good stop by the catcher.
Yep.
That's going to be 2-2.
And our third baseman is Mauricio Dubon.
That's maybe hits. Yeah. Now it's 2-2 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep left field. Is that going to be enough for Julio to go?
That was the smart area to go for.
And Julio's going to third base, and the throw to third is not in time. And now you have the game-winning run at third base.
That was the smart area to hit it because it's Altuve out in left field.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, Julio knew what was going on.
Well, yeah, no, that was the smart play to go there.
And now it's about Mariners.
Honestly, Espada, why didn't you just move Altuve to second during this
Mariners are just one hit away, one good hit away from winning the series.
You just need to fly out to Altuve and the game's over.
Yeah, do a fly ball. Anything, Randy or Rosarena. The pitch Inside, that nearly got him. That was more of a pushback.
No, do we walk all the batters just to get Canzone to come up?
Hey, that's the idea. Noodle arm Altuve.
Well, honestly, I don't get why they have him in there. I know why it's been explained to me, but it's honestly kind of foolish. Like, you're trying to get the best hitting lineup you can get every day,
but defensively,
it's still kind of foolish.
The 1-0. And now we're looking at the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. 2-0 the count. We're looking at 2-0. I wouldn't laugh quite yet, Ian. And here is the pitch, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. As we're trying this again at 2-1. Randy really got under it. I probably wouldn't have even swung at that. I don't think that was exactly his pitch to swing because it was just way under. Still at 2-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a big swing and a miss. At this point, he should have just bunted and just let Julio run. I would have done a suicide squeeze personally.
Yeah.
Now we're at 2-2. On deck will be Mitch Garver. Randy Arozarena has got to be the hero because he's nothing more than a poser. And now the 2-2 pitch.
Good
inside, that nearly got him again, and that's going to be 3-2.
He could try to get the walk here.
I think he should have took it because maybe have Mitch Garver bunt, even though he doesn't know how to bunt probably. And now we're at 3-2 for Randy Arozarena. My bet is he's going to throw it right down the middle, and Arozarena will find a way to whiff at it.
Or no, hit it right back to like the pitcher, or hit it to Pena, and it's a like double play because Julio decides to run.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that. Well, we had a meeting on the mound for some reason.
Stephen O'Care is now in the bullpen. And the crazy thing is, after this inning ends, I have to go to the bathroom again.
Hey, you might get lucky here.
At 3-2, this game is absolutely up for grabs.
Yeah.
And now here is the 3-2 pitch. And that is low for ball 4. Take your base.
Ian, have you actually ever watched the Astros in April? This is literally how they play every April.
And the fact that he's used to it speaks a lot. And now it's Mitch Garver. And you've got to get Mitch Garver. He's got to actually produce. I don't think he can bunt, but at least with his power.
Well, don't hit it to second base because that ends it.
He is 1 for 2. Garver just needs a decent fly ball.
Hey, you could get Canzone. Maybe they'll put Polanco in for Canzone.
And Canzone's going to be at right field, so maybe Polanco will play first base.
Yeah.
So if you got Rayleigh, now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. 0-1 for Mitch Garver. We got 1 out. Yeah, just got to get the walk-off. Just get anything, even a grounder might score Julio Rodriguez. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Strike 2. Just the idea that Dom Canzone might be up just terrifies me. And now we're at 0-2 for Mitch Garver.
Yes. Sorry.
You just had to do it.
Sorry, it was tense.
And the 0-2. And now here's a ground ball, double play ball, throw to second, throw to first, in time double play.
Sorry.
All right, just go. I'll go to the bathroom. You just gloat about it.
That's a good one, Ian. That's a good one. Well, welcome to the Rooftop Astros channel. I know you guys are just giving me a hard time just because I'm an Astros fan. And hey, I give you guys a hard time as well in the comment section. But yes, this is honestly more of the same for me with the Astros. They have played like this most Aprils.
We have 7 chats, and no one donated.
Yeah. No, I just said while you were away, I was all like, "Welcome to the Rooftop Astros channel."
Maybe make a YouTube channel for yourself, Rooftop Astro.
I don't have the time for that, unfortunately.
We're talking about a pinch hit to drive in, and Rooftop Sports just automatically assumes he'll mess it up. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty easy to say.
Staying in. I think Han's probably going to be the pitcher for the rest of the game for the Mariners.
And we are back from the break. We got McCormick up to the plate, man on second base, as we all know. Can we just trade Garver for some peanuts and Cracker Jacks? And I don't care if he ever came back.
Because it's Root.
For the Cracker Jacks.
If they don't win, it's a shame.
If they don't taste good, it's a shame.
Thinking of taking me out to the ball game, there's actually one game, if I could ever go back in a time machine to go see, it would be 10-cent beer night in Cleveland.
Now we're at top of the 12th. You got Jesse Hahn still. He only pitched 6 pitches. And I think he almost got himself into a balk. This is a game of battle of futility, pretty much.
Oh yeah, no joke.
Mariners are batting 136 with runners in scoring position. Atrocious.
Sadly, I want to say the Astros are not much better.
You got
than
a
that.
bunting effort, and that means it's an easy play to first, but you still have a runner on third base. And who's next up to the plate after McCormick?
It's Carantini. Which, why he's in the game, I have no idea.
And I don't think they're going to take the bat away from him either because...
Oh, no. He's been really bad. I would pitch to him. If he beats you, oh, well.
Yeah, good for you, though. Here's Carantini the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike.
But apparently at the end of 10-cent beer night, before they had to completely forfeit, Cleveland had to forfeit the game, literally there were brawls breaking out, and the PA was playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
0-1, and now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that will get right through for a base hit, and the Astros have now taken the lead, and that is now 2-1.
Oh my gosh. It's only been 2 runs.
And that may have just been the dagger.
Well, it depends on who the Astros send in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know.
No one deserves this win.
Mariners didn't. I don't know.
No one deserves this win. This should end in a tie. Forfeit. Just forfeit in a tie.
I'm okay with that. 0-1 for Jake Myers and the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball.
No. If we were getting a position player to pitch, there's only one position player I want to see out there. Jose Altuve, because I really want to see him pitch. That I would pay money to see that man pitch.
1-1. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 2. You can't really blame Jesse Hahn. You just can't.
Well, and Caratini had been bad, so I still would have pitched to him. You just got beat. That happens sometimes.
Well, also doesn't help the Mariners didn't even score runs really.
Yeah.
In the 1-2. Check swing, did he go? And that's gonna be nope.
No. The Astros would never let the Mariners live it down if Altuve pitched and it was an immaculate inning. If that ended up happening, the Astros would never let you live that down.
Now we're at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 called. You can tell that I don't really care.
Here comes Altuve.
Now Altuve has a big chance he already did it, but he can go for more records.
Yeah,
or
he
extend
can
this lead.
Move up the list.
Castillo went 102 pitches.
That seems so long ago. That Castillo was.
And time has been called.
I'm so like, the game's over. The game's over.
It is now. I don't know what to say anymore. Here's the pitch to Altuve, and that is in there for a strike. It's wild just knowing that this is over, even with starting with a tying runner in scoring position next inning. Yeah, it pretty much is. Because after that, who do you have? You have Canzone. Polanco.
Well, you would put Polanco
pitch.
in.
And that's going to be outside for a ball for Altuve.
If I had to guess, Polanco is coming in.
Mariners offense, atrocious. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Oh, that should be a balk. Yep, that's a balk right there. That was obvious balk. Yeah, you could tell that was balk.
Now, do you change your defensive position here? And I see. They just gave Altuve the base.
Yeah, because it was pathetic.
Well, you have first base free. Might as well.
Try to cause a force out.
Well, yeah, because you have Dubon coming up, so there's a good chance you could have that.
Pete Woodworth having a chatter.
Let's see what the other game that's currently going on. Oh, it finished. Padres lost 4-10 to the Athletics.
Top of the 12th, and now the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. So who's coming up when Hahn is DFA because Castillo too ain't going 9 innings tomorrow? Taylor Saucedo's back, I guess. And now we're at 1-0. Mariners are very thin on their starting rotation right now. The 1-0 pitch, and that is a foul ball, strike 1.
Seems to be a common issue nowadays.
I think Trent Thornton will be in next inning if the Mariners tie the game. These announcers are so fed up with the Mariners 2 weeks in, I guess so. I thought they were supposed to be propagandists for them.
Unless they're talking about us.
The 1-1. And that is going to be missing 2-1.
If you walk Dubon here, what are you doing? I would not let Yordan to come up here, and you don't have an open bag.
Going to be 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball, strike 2. 2-2 for Dubon. He's batting 091.
Yeah.
And now the 2-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 called, and that's going to retire the side. And last chance for the Mariners, unfortunately. We go to the bottom of the 12th. It is 2-1.
Canzone, Rayleigh, and Bliss.
And I would play the pizza commercial, but I'm pretty sure they're closed by now, so I don't think there's any point of that.
Pizza. We're closed.
Yeah, we closed. And the deal was over by... It's only a Monday and Tuesday deal anyway.
I'm all like, Canzone, if you don't put Polanco in for Canzone, what are you doing?
Yeah, this game's over after that.
Because sure, you have Rayleigh and Bliss coming up, which you got a better shot with them, but...
Yeah, which is sad to say because you don't really have much of a good chance with Julio, Cal Raleigh, and Randy Arozarena.
Like, this is actually your best shot here.
It's sad
We'll
to
just
say.
see who the Astros throw in. I have no idea. I don't think it's going to be Gusto again or Gusto.
Yeah.
You can't use Rafael Montero. He's on the Braves now.
Mm-hmm.
The last piece of the Abraham Toro trade. Who is this man? Who
Abraham
is this
Toro.
man? Stephen
Toro.
O'Kurt. I've never heard this man before. I don't think I've actually seen him pitch. Oh my! What the heck? What the heck?
Doesn't say anything about Polanco right now.
Well, no. They did pinch in Canzone.
They did. Miles Masterboni?
Yes.
Great.
That's why I was saying, what the heck?
Now here's O'Care. So that means Polanco's got to be injured. There's got to be something fishy going on. And I don't think Canzone's coming back either. I think he'll be sent down by tomorrow. Stephen O'Care. Oh, it's Miles Masterboni. Yep.
Yep.
And your runner at second base, I would think, is Mitch Garver.
Yep, he is. They did not change him out. But I don't think there's anyone to change out.
Nope. Because they pretty much burned everyone.
Because, yeah, I think the only bench player you have left is Polanco,
but he's hurt.
Yeah.
And now here's Masterboni, and now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. That was actually a pitch to swing at. I mean, who has home run potential after this? It's Luke Rayleigh and Ryan Bliss, maybe. More like Luke Rayleigh, but definitely not Ryan Bliss. As we're looking at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball foul.
Yes, the Mendoza line average.
Pretty much. Now we're at 0-2 to Miles Masterboni.
It's sad to say that like a lot of hitters now are
and the pitch
getting closer to the Mendoza
outside
line
for a ball. Yeah, so many.
Yeah, and they're considered good. I'm all like, what the heck? Like, it's weird that Altuve for current, like, if you look on Baseball Reference for active players, he's the only one with a 300 batting average.
The 1-2 to Masterboni, the pitch. And now here's a ground ball that will at least move Mitch Garver to third base. The throw to first in time. That's basically as good as a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah.
And now we've got one out, and it's going to be Luke Rayleigh, who's 1 for 4. And yes, you notice my South Korean flag in the background. Yep. They may qualify for the World Cup, but they are taking too long to do it. And now Luke Rayleigh's up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. Moose is right. Come on, Mariners. Let's go.
I'm just all like, please just end the suffering already.
Yeah, let's end it.
Yeah, I don't care who wins. Just please end it.
I care. And now the pitch. And that's a check swing, ball 2. And catcher's going up there to say, whoa, it's just the Mariners. Relax. They suck. So Polo is hurt. It looks like Polo is hurt. Ian, do you have any intel on that? Now we're looking at 2-0 for Luke Raley. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike one. That was a pitch right pretty much at the middle. Contact swing. Put it in the ground somewhere. Yeah, put it on the
this would be
ground.
You just got to get it through the infield.
For real, you got 7 through 9 of the Mariners throw strikes. Even we go 20 innings. Nah, the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 3-1. Ryan Bliss is on deck. And after Ryan Bliss, it'll be J.P. Crawford.
In the suffering.
As we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. Or it is a foul ball. Going to be 3-2, full count.
Well, let's not have that 18-inning marathon again.
Yeah, after that, if that happens, I'm only going to make one short if that happens. 3-2 for Luke Raley. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike three.
Please, Bliss, please get out. Please, just end it. Please end it.
And now we've got Mariners are down to that final out. Watching this game has been painful.
It has. It has been so painful. So painful.
And now it's up to Ryan Bliss. But Ryan Bliss is 1 for 4. And even if you tie this game, you still have J.P. Crawford.
Yeah. This has been so bad.
The thing is, I don't want a short clip is just a clip of a broadcast followed by a skeleton shit. I love that.
Just have all gray beards.
The problem is, to answer your question about this, not the question, they also struggle against those Middle East teams. World Cup talk.
Oh, yeah.
You think a home run's coming out of Ryan Bliss? I don't know. I'll be happy as they just tie the freaking game because I don't think Ryan Bliss is going to hit a home run. And now the pitch.
Yeah, he might.
That is outside for a ball.
Just something to end the game, please. Please.
Yeah, with a Mariners victory, I'll take it.
Something to end the game. It can be the Mariners lose or they win. I just want this game to be over.
It's 1 for 4 is Ryan Bliss. Now the pitch and a swing and a miss, strike one. That was literally a fastball right down.
I think everyone wants this game to be over.
I don't, because I want a win.
I just think that the team's all please, end me.
1-1, final, cross my fingers. And now here's the 1-1. And check swing, did he go? He did not go. It's going to be a 2-1 count. On deck will be J.P. Crawford. The pressure is up on Ryan Bliss. All he has to do is just get Mitch Garver to score. And yes, I'm crossing literally everything I've got at this point. And if I can cross my eyes. And now we're looking at 2-2 or 2-1. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Again, a fastball pretty much right down the middle. And now it's game time. Mariners completely struggled offensively. It caught up to them. And now we're at 2-2. This game just might be over. Well, I could use a crying because it'll help me feel better. And now we're at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike three. And the ball game is over. Literally a strikeout right down the freaking middle. And you don't even make contact? No. I do not want to hear anything about, T-Mobile Park, Bannerside, Marine. No. You just cannot hit a freaking fastball down the freaking middle. How? Is that even possible?
It's you want to know how many of runners were left on base in this game combined?
No, how much? No, for the Mariners. Give me the Mariners only.
10.
10? And how about the Astros?
12.
So technically the Mariners played slightly better aside from the scoreboard.
for 22 left on base.
Fritz, am I worth watching at least? At least I give you a place to vent. Ugh. The only thing I'm going to put out is the Luke Raley robbed the home run. Dom Canzone striking out because it was that funny. Mitch Garver. I'm not going to put in no Altuve. No thanks. Nah, maybe I should.
You could just get some things there, but I think you should do the commercial one.
Yeah, but I need the actual clip for it.
Yeah, that will be a different thing.
No, this is pain.
Because that was that the 10th inning?
That was like, yeah, that was that. That was like, I fell for it.
So the top performers on MLB.com for this game were Framber Valdez with 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts.
He was dominant.
And then it was Luis Castillo, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 runs, and 6 strikeouts. And then
Decent game.
Josh Hader with 2 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. You know it's bad when there's no hitters on this top performers.
Well, all I can say is GG.
Yeah. GG.
Because I won't be here tomorrow because I'm gonna be at work.
Currently, Josh Hader's in the running to be player of the game.
Fritz says this. Thing is that this isn't a fluke. This is exactly what everyone thought when we saw the lineup after the offseason. It's not a slow start. This is it, which is terrifying to even think about.
You could also do Cam Smith's triple if you wanted to just get some other highlights.
Maybe. I didn't even highlight it because I was just so like, boo.
That was probably 7th.
Also, I was stuttering most of the time, but man. But tomorrow is going to be Luis R. Castillo, which is the horse's name is Friday joke, against Hunter Brown. So Mariners are going to have a really long day worth of bullpen days, and their bullpen's already broken. So that means Luis R. Castillo is going to have to pitch no matter what, as much as he can.
Yeah.
And as much as he must.
And several of the pitchers that they pulled out early will definitely get innings.
The worst part of that Ryan Bliss strikeout, all 3 of those strikes were swing and misses literally down the middle, and they were like meatball fastballs. Like they weren't even good fastballs.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like Josh Hader, which, okay, I could actually see why.
But this one was like off a 92, and you still strike out. Now, people are going to say, well, you can't hit a 92. Well, no shit. I didn't invest that much in baseball
player.
But we have the right to criticize professionals. I'm not a cheerleader. I am no simp for the Mariners. I'm a fan, but I ain't no simp.
Yeah, he completely whiffed on that swing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing to watch. But anyways, I got to roll. Like, I got to get these clips out because I should.
Yeah.
And this game was bad. But congratulations, Josh, on your victory.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
And here's
the flag.
He has to do it.
Yes. Woohoo.
Yep. All right. It's time to go. Everyone, good night. Thanks for being here. And go Mariners.
Go Astros.